Real Me 15 series. Live real in every shot.
Why are you here?
In here, okay? No one can challenge Malaysia.
Philippines is the best country in the way.
I'm here to prove that Indonesian always on top, always.
What makes your nation stronger?
We have our flag in our chest, and this makes us stronger.
Of course, in Malaysia, man, because we are the strongest region. Malaysia, boleh!
Who do you think will win nation clash?
You ask a very good question.
Of course, Malaysia.
Serious? Come on, bro.
You see this? Yeah.
I think we're gonna win.
Now our team is underdog, and no one see us, no one smell us, and when they see and smell us, it's already too late.
Because we turn this very aggressive, rotations don't even matter. We're gonna everywhere.
Aggression? Cute leh. Because Malaysia, we got discipline.
They call us the comeback king. Ultimate battle, it's nothing new, bro. We always do it all the time.
We play the game how it's supposed to be played.
We different level. We level so high.
So boring, come on.
So high. So high.
Winning is not just part of the game. It's a style.
My team is handsomer than yours.
Indonesian smile is the best, bro. You want some proof? You see this?
Why is everyone talking about the game? No one's talking about the food. You can't call yourself the greatest nation without the greatest food.
Huh? You really ask me that question, ma? Of course, Indonesia food is the best, lah.
Huh? Our Malaysian food is better because we got.
If I'm going to be describing Nation Clash in one word, it's going to be
nationalism.
Pembuktian.
Berhasil to take it down.
Impactful.
Selamat datang di KNC Hall Playoff 2025. Semua bisa.
Dia bertahan sendirian di area depan dan kali ini ada side of origin dan juga maju ke Central. Central berhasil take it down. Zanjo membeli side dari dan akan kembali lagi makin untuk yang kedua kali ya. Double kill for whip. Mini whip bakal masuk kali ini. Dan Kristanya ter-reveal. Makanya mau di-fight lagi. Coba dimainkan momentumnya tapi salahkan dia. Dia akan mampu melakukan revive karena Kristal akan kehilangan nafas terakhirnya. 2-0 ke Gendra.
Saya sudah cakap deh, tambah dengan macam saya sabar. Bukan seperti bola.
Not like that, lah. Bro, not like that. Hey, kita udah sampai sini loh.
Saya tahu saya mau keluar itu.
Iya, betul.
Ya.
Betul. Kamu betul, kamu percaya sama saya. Ayo, bro.
IKL itu sangat kompetitif, apalagi perbedaan dari spring season ke fall season. Jadi kompetitifnya lebih berasa, semua tim berkembang, persaingannya lebih greget lah. Journey Bigetron Esports by Vitality di IKL nggak mulus dari awal. Dalam playoff kami mengalami kondisi yang tidak baik, di mana ada cukup banyak player yang sakit saat itu, bahkan sudah tidak kuat lagi untuk bermain.
Di backstage actually bukan cuma Zanki yang sakit, ada Omson ada problem juga with his stomach. Terus day akhir, last day I puke.
02 tertinggal bukanlah akhir, sampai benar-benar. So, I have two options.
Either you play my composition draft or you play you guys pick rank draft. We vote the composition draft.
Kita percaya Om Kurus, dan then kita sebagai player ya kita main saja, and then sesuai apa itu strategi ya, macam itu.
One day left. One day. Remember our team is still long. Okay? Yeah. Win!
Arena baku hantam para raja. Maka hidup kembali. Ada tiga naga yang bakal masuk ke arah kristal. Siapa akhirnya? 1 poin. Berhasil mereka dapatkan. 2-1. Control for second time. They saving the energy for the early game. And they got the game right. Tiga Troopers langsung datang menemui bala Kendra. Wira Spawn, Crystal Support, anuakan Big Game Plan menjadi pemenang kali ini. Dan Kendra berhasil dikalahkan di final battle.
Okay, so for me, BTR coming in as the IKL champion is actually amazing because it's really a success story.
Kalau misalkan dari group stage, sebelumnya Bigetron itu tidak terlalu menonjol sebetulnya. Jadi menurutku, champions tercipta dari pressure. Cause diamond made from pressure.
Sebagai representatif Indonesia, ya pasti ada kebanggaan tersendiri. Karena saya berasal dari Indonesia dan lahir dari Indonesia, jadi bahwa kebangsaan Indonesia itu suatu kebanggaan tersendiri.
How do you see Bigetron working together with Alter Ego?
Sebenarnya saya tahu mengenai Alter Ego, kabarnya dari mereka trial pemain, mereka ganti pemain. Karena rumor atau kabar tersebut juga sampai ke kuping saya, sampai ke telinga saya. Pada saat itu cukup kaget karena yang saya dengar terakhir mereka mengganti semua rosternya. Rombak total.
Ini bakal sulit sih pasti buat Alter Ego karena banyak yang pastinya nggak percaya sama Alter Ego.
KNC membutuhkan banyak sekali represent yang sebenarnya lebih baik. Dan kita tahu Alter Ego juga punya banyak sekali fans di luar sana.
Because Alter Ego we don't know why Alter Ego. We also don't know Indonesia banyak yang berpikir kayak di Indonesia tuh banyak juga bilang kayak kenapa Alter Ego pun mereka bingung. Kita nggak tahu.
Alter Ego terkena ace and one straight push till the end. Untuk Kendra masih ditahan mau kayak gimana pun 4 detik lagi ini tidak cukup. Newbie diberikan kapal di sana dan nampaknya closing yang masih tetap untuk tim Kendra.
A.E 这赛季的成绩大家也看到了，我们的成绩并不是很好。最大的问题，可能就是像迪克尔说的，我们是一个全新的团队。对于 1TUT 呢，他我对他评价不是特别好。
Now versus everybody, Senchao taken down, Decoy pun hilang, 4 orang tumbang, 1TUT tersisa di sana.
但是呢，他之前是特别强的，来到印尼之后，我发现他慢慢的变懒惰了，慢慢的游戏实力下滑了。
可能我应该像蓝锋一样，然后去带领整个团队，就是取得更好的成绩。但是我确实这个赛季没有做到。我的英语口语就是可以说那么一点，但是不多。我们可以就是指划指划，比划比划，他也能明白。
Masalah language, sometimes ketika lagi competition, itu kita masih ada beberapa miskom. Kami ada beberapa foreigner, either itu dari coach maupun dari player, tapi dari situ kita pelan-pelan supaya bisa nemuin chemistry satu sama lain.
Honestly, I'm not quite sure about Alter Ego because
Juang gitu sebagai tim.
你最想要从这个过程上一起做到的东西是什么？
尽自己最大的努力，带领这2支队伍共同去前进，取得很好的成绩。
Yes. Yes. For the win, they have to.
We have a lot of teams that are being together. Even the HOK Philippines teams, the PKL teams, are family.
Let's go, Black
It's intense in the arena, but let's see who will have the better power and more intense strategy coming into the ultimate battle.
Ultimate bonding experience on their lineup. Yeah. Yuhuan plus Aguto, the Ultra Heal. Okay.
Oh, speaking of heal, but hold that thought, another one into the mid. Biggie here na pinalayan ng mga taga-Blackface, mga kaibigan. They don't have the damages. And of course, Tyson goes down. Carla sinunod siya. Dragon naman na patay pa. It is gonna be a push into the base. Dito sa may pinakababa. Pinakamagaling sa lahat. Tungayan nyo ang pagdating ng isang kalaban.
After the grand finals with Boom, we're all speechless. Like, we don't know, because in that moment, in our mind, we say that at last we got this championship, because we really want this championship for a very long time.
PKL, Honor of Kings Fall Season Champion, Blacklist International!
Here.
I think it's too early for us. Honestly, just being transparent. Like, I think I prefer it if it will be like Blacklist and Boom. I think we don't deserve it going to nation class, and so that means that we need to step up our game. So we cannot become embarrassment for our country also.
Yun nga, para sa akin, para sa mga players na yun eh. Like, sa mga players na siya, kasi yun nga, sinasabi ko naman sa kanila yung mga mali and kailangan i-work on talaga. Kailangan lang talaga nila ma-adapt ng mabilis. Right now, yung playstyle ng team is aggressive talaga, as in parang walang hinto yung ano sila parang mechanically gifted silang lahat. So, kaya nilang pumindot talaga. So, parang lahat sila gusto gumawa ng highlights.
Dito, hinatak paloob si Maze. Pero buhay pa rin siya.
Si Carl ay alam na rin. Okay, Aaron!
Yeah, kompleto yung Aaron. Naka-spell pero na kompleto. Patay ang dalawang mid lane. Laban
Like, their gameplay is so messy. Like they're playing like ranked games, So Blacklist International strategy is like more on macro side, more on moving around the map control, while we trend is like more on head-to-head. Team fight, they want to fight and fight.
Why we lost on PKL? Because we're a little bit undisciplined. It's a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of lack of trust.
Well, technically, sa mechanics, almost same lang. But yung Blacklist kasi more on ano sila eh. Like, yung discipline nila andun na. Yeah, cause yun nga, yung mga players dun sa Blacklist parang yung players na sa Blacklist parang 4 years na sila magkakasama. So andun na talaga yung synergy.
I believe one of the key factors that we got the championship because we have a strong team chemistry and team bonding. Top because I believe if they have good chemistry outside, we can be as good as chemistry inside the game.
What's interesting about both of these teams is Coach XSN and Coach TG because way back then, both of these coaches has been playing with a high level competitive play from different games.
If they want to work together, they need to help each other out, especially when it comes to drafting, because it's going to be crucial for them to win the Nations Clash as a unit.
Well, yun nga, masaya kasi makakapag-ano ulit, parang makapag-banding ulit with Coach TG and makapag-reunite.
Actually, I'm very excited working with him or playing with him in the Nation Clash together because we're best friends. I'm really proud of him. Of course, we will help them to prepare also.
What do you think about Philippines going up against Malaysia in the Nation Clash?
We could lose so bad.
What's your thought?
Malaysia is very strong.
PKL dan MKL mereka jago-jago lah, tapi dominasi dari beberapa tim masih terlihat nyata.
Seperti Malaysia contohnya, yang kita tahu mereka adalah pro players factory.
I think Malaysia is one of the toughest country that we can go against.
They do a great job of clearing that vanguard, but what is it going to cost? The Razor Cavalry comes through. CY gets the kill onto Illusion. Kyung-9 Faye is down as well.
Indonesia compared to Malaysia, I think there will be a gap on the skill.
So, MKL region, medyo tough region kasi like the region is always one step ahead.
Oh, masuk ke belakang Jiho. Dia mendapatkan dan sekarang ini Frey menjadi masa seterusnya. Terus saja bisa menjadi masa. Dua orang sampai digugurkan. Mereka menjadi masa seterusnya. Toshi juga akan dijatuhkan. Nampaknya masih 12 minit beberapa saat. Betul akan berjalan tapi dia memberikan apa pemakna. Terusnya game ini akan ditamatkan. Tak sebarang masalah dan terus saja.
我觉得实力的话，马来西亚肯定是当之无愧的排在第一。
Mereka untuk merendahkan lagi Amaya. Ada shot! Cantik! Mencari ruang tapi dia makan belakang. Jihong! Memperhatikan waktu. Tapi pada saat sama, 3-1. Habis. Ini mungkin penamanya. Habis. HBSC. Nunggu binian yang akan masuk. Dan inilah penamanya. Nova. Tertewang dan HBSC. Ada champion, ada 4. Membalas kosong.
Homeboys Breakthrough Esports menjadi juara.
Tapi kalau saya nak jujur, kebanyakan orang cakap Malaysia kuat, tapi kita masih tak puas.
因为我们的目标并不是他们，因为我们的目标是挑战上面 KPO， 我觉得这个才是我们应该定的目标。
Both Indonesia and Philippines, they're starting to rise up. I know their drive. Generally, the drive of the Indonesians, the drive of the Filipinos, if they want to win it, they will find ways to win it. So they will find ways to improve.
我觉得他们的集战力会慢慢的变得越来越强。如果他想挑战我们 MKO 的话，我觉得他们需要有一个更强大的心脏啊，然后才有资格来挑战我们。这个是需要有一个过程的。那我觉得我们马来西亚也是不甘落后嘛。
Mungkin suatu hari nanti region-region lain mereka pula yang akan lebih bangkit dan lebih memberikan saingan yang kuat di peringkat antarabangsa. So sekarang ni selagi kita masih lagi di atas, kita kena buat yang terbaik, kita kena sapu semua yang kita boleh sapu.
我们为什么要打败印尼和菲律宾的赛区？因为我感觉身为马来西亚人，我们就是要做到最好，做到最棒。因为我是阿纳马来西亚。如果你不进步，你在原地踏步，总有一天别人也是会追上你的。印尼、菲律宾他们刚接触2年这款游戏就已经是蛮强的了。
我们团队6个人对这个冠军是非拿不可，就是我们对这个执念很深很深。我们可以抛下工资，包括奖金这些东西，我们都可以不在我们的考虑范围内，因为我们的目标只有一个，那就是冠军。
这样的一个模式呢，就是大家都是齐心协力的，为国家而战嘛。我们也是其中的一份子嘛，对吧？我们作为马来西亚的俱乐部，我们也是共同努力、共同发展嘛。
我们4支队伍其实都想代表马来西亚，然后去让海外的人看到我们马来西亚有多厉害，因为大家是一家人，只是比赛让我们争出谁代表马来西亚罢了。
我觉得马来西亚赢了这场比赛，就是让世界都知道马来西亚是东南亚最强的国家。
能为自己喜欢的国家、自己待在的国家出一份力，是一件非常自豪、非常开心的事情来。
肯定要赢，因为这样子才能继续打下去。没打进去比赛输了的话，队伍可能会做不下去吧。
Malaysia needs to win Nation Clash to prove a point. To prove a point that we are still consistent even with the growth of the other regions around us.
Kami tak kisah duit, kami tak kisah piala. Kami nak memegang nama kerana apabila nama tu dia takkan hilang. Dan pastinya apabila anda menjadi juara untuk Nation Clash yang pertama, ianya akan terukir selamanya di atas sana.
What I hope to achieve is actually to see that the crowd is able to, sit there and cheer and be like, that's my nation's player, that is my Malaysian pride.
I hope they do great. And we'll be cheering for them, but of course,
Will you live for real? Join the party.
make the whole street a party, and add disco balls. Real Me 15 series. Live real in every shot.
Why are you here? In here, okay? No one can challenge Malaysia.
Philippines is the best country in the way.
I'm here to prove that Indonesian always on top. Always.
What makes your nation stronger?
We have our flag in our chest, and this is makes us stronger.
Of course, in Malaysia, man, because we are the strongest region. Malaysia, boleh!
Who do you think will win Nation Clash?
You are.
In the world of honor of kings, pride isn't just earned, it's defended. 3 nations, 6 teams. From Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines, they march to Kuala Lumpur with one mission: to fight for their nation and to prove their place among Southeast Asia's best. This isn't just a tournament. This is Nation Clash 2025 from Malaysia, the land of champions. Homeboys Black Shrew Esports and Alpha Gaming, 2 giants standing tall at the peak of Southeast Asia. To the region, Malaysia is the dominant kingdom, the mountain that Indonesia and Philippines want to conquer. To bring glory home. Now, the
This is it. The final day. Kings have fallen. Kings have risen. And now only 2 nations remain in the light of destiny. They have weathered every storm, carrying not only themselves, but the pride of their homeland through every clash, every challenge, and every sacrifice. But this tournament is unlike anything the world has ever seen before. Under one flag, 2 squads unite as one in the same match against formidable foe. Malaysia versus Philippines. Only one will rule the gorge. This is the grand finals of the Honor of Kings Nation Clash. Tuan Tuan dan Puan Puan, salamat datang. Welcome. My name is Mara Aquino, your host, and today we've reached the pinnacle of this extraordinary journey. So let your voices be heard and the fire of your nations burn bright, because today history will be written right before our eyes. But before we start this battle, join me in welcoming and in the honor of this very special guest to come up on stage, Mr. James Young. our Senior Director for the Global Esports Center, Level Infinite Tencent Games.
Hello, Honor Kings fans! I'm James Yang in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And I'm very thrilled to be here to share some exciting updates about HOK Esports. So, are you ready? Let's dive in. Thank you to all the fans who passionately cheered through the nation clash over past 4 days. Soon, we'll witness the crowning moment of the very first nation clash finals and the rise of its champion. As an everlasting tribute to their victory, the champion nation will receive an exclusive national theme flower outfit. Co-created with the winning team, this special in-game outfit will debut during the 2026 Nation Clash, so stay tuned. Then, where will we meet next? Let's find out together.
Putting in the top grind, all my squad is pop talent. No one's a needed for trust, we got the confidence. Let us step it up, be ready all the time. Now, take a breath. You're my biggest smoother than this, you gon' pay the price. Set the jab, got my bodies in the back, you better think it twice. Come on, never. Casting off the shadows, yeah, I'm on my way. Stand against the fate, we won't be the same. Steeper and steeper, I'll step again. We're gonna dream it up high, the limit in the skies. You can never stop me fighting on the edge. Every time we fall, we get back again. Chances we take it, won't let us fade out. Now it's prime time, we're ready for the win. I'm a warrior, burning up the flame. Right story, rebel, 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 won't be tamed. I'm running up a fight, and I'm reaching for the skies. We gonna burn it. I'm a warrior, running for the game. Make it glorious, running for the name. Yeah, we're putting up a fight, 'cause we give whatever die. Keep rising high to the sky. We gonna bring it on it. For honor, we beating the odds. We got the honor, we got the honor. 'Cause we are the kings, it's honor showtime.
I'm proud to unveil the most anticipated global esports event of the year, KIC 2025! The Honor of Kings International Championship. We are bringing this epic showdown to Manila, Philippines this November. Mark your calendars because you never want to miss it. The group stage kicks off on November 14, leading up to the grand finals on November 30, with 12 thrilling days of competition. KLC 2025 will take place across 2 iconic venues in Manila, the Shooting Gallery Studios and Activity Center at Ayala Mall's Manila Bay. The event will embrace local culture, delivering an unforgettable experience for both on-site and online audiences. This will be the stage where 16 global teams battle for the championship title. Currently, 15 teams have already secured their spot in KIC. Here they are. The final slot will be determined through Phoenix Reborn qualifier, and 2 teams receiving the most fan votes will face off the last spot at KIC 2025. So be sure to support your favorite team. These 16 teams are not just fighting for glory. They are fighting for their regions, chasing the championship crown, and competing for a massive $1 million prize pool. Even more exciting, the FMVP of 2025 will be rewarded an exclusive FMVP skin. Our beloved hero Jing will also receive a special KIC esports skin to commemorate this historic event. Stay tuned in-game for details on how to get it. Ride for honor, everyone. See you at KIC. In 2025, HOK Global Esports delivered countless moments of glory. Now, I'm excited to unveil our full-year plan for 2026. Next year, we'll feature 4 major international tournaments, KIS4 and Nation Clash in the first half of the year, followed by KWC at EWC 26 and KIC 2026 later on. We'll also host 2 seasons of regional professional leagues, bringing non-stop competition to fans around the world. And here is even more thrilling news. Honor of Kings will once again be featured as an official medal event at 2026 Nagoya Asian Games. National teams from across Asia will compete for the prestigious gold medal on the same stage. We are confident that 2026 will bring even more honorable and unforgettable esports moments to you all. So play together, win as one. Let's create an amazing esports story together, okay? Okay, it's okay! Thank you!
Thank you, Mr. James Young. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the teams are ready and the crown awaits its ruler. Let's begin the grand finals of the Honor of Kings Nation Clash. Entering the arena, the nation that roars like the Malayan tiger, determined to defend the throne of any who dare to challenge it. Homeboys Black True Esports and the relentless force of Alpha Gaming. Together, they showcase dominance through this tournament. Give it up for Malaysia! Entering the arena, the nation that rises with the spirit of a true fighter, ready to overcome any challenge that stand in their path. The unstoppable Blacklist International and We Trend. They battled through intense clashes, proving their strength. Make some noise for the Philippines! Let's bring the coaches to the stage. They've guided their squad through every challenge, every decision, and every moment that led them here. Malaysia versus Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set and the countdown begins now. The battle for national pride. This is the grand finals of the Honor of Kings Nation Clash. Casters, lead the gorge.
Thank you, Mara! Hello, Quill City Mall! We are in the final day of Honor of Kings Nation Clash, where this is the grand finals between MKL from Malaysia and Philippines' very own PKL Chantel.
At this point, with all the information that we had, with all the things happening at HOK, now we have Malaysia versus the Philippines at the grand finals. This is my first time covering an international tournament for HOK, and having Philippines at the grand finals, I'm so proud of the boys. I'm so proud of everyone.
Wow, and I will be acting as the separator to these two casters who will be fighting on their grounds today.
Stop us later.
So we are gonna see a battle that is worthy for the nations. It will be very interesting because we had back-to-back days coming in from day number 1, day number 2, group stage galore, and yesterday we had to bid goodbye to the IKL representatives coming in from Indonesia. But today we have the grand finals. We've been to Showmatch, we've been to Honor of Queens, and right now, this is that final few moments before we hop into the gorge for that grand finals.
And here's the thing, let's all be honest, in terms of the level of competitiveness at HOK, definitely Malaysia has the upper hand. But there was already a statement from the day one of our group stage wherein Blacklist International was able to get a game against Homeboys Black Sports. So that alone says a lot about the progress of Philippines in terms of global scene.
Yep, it's gonna be an interesting matchup looking at Blacklist, and they have been performing on their best these past few days.
But hey, before we head into the official match, let's cover some of the incentives, the Decade of Promise here. For everyone who's watching, Decade of Promise is now live. Log in now and instantly claim 1,200 honor points, which gives you about 30 free honor draws, 1,000 limited tokens, Sprite costume, and free skins. And it gets even better. You can try out 100 heroes, all the heroes, 100 selected skins, all of them are free to use for a limited time. Spotlight these while you can, redeem both Wishing Crane Aaron and Divine Tree Ascendant Ho Yi. Log in now and claim your rewards.
You saying everything about the rewards is telling me that there's a lot for us from the grand finals and all. By the way, speaking of rewards, for those watching online, you can come join us at Quill City Mall. But anyway, this has been the story of the whole KNC. We had the semifinals yesterday. It was a best of 7 against Indonesia, wherein Blacklist and WeTrend won 4-2 against the BTR and AE.
Yep, it was sad for Indonesia to have closed their journey on this nation clash, but PKL, being the representative of Philippines, they are gonna go to the MKL today. They're gonna face the homeowners, Malaysia, as this day.
It will be a very interesting matchup here coming for this grand finals, because just like what Chantel has mentioned, for the side of the PKL, the Philippines team, Blacklist International has had a phenomenal growth throughout the entire year here. But their challenge awaits as the Malaysia teams, Homeboys, Blackstreet Esports, and Alpha Gaming, they are not to be joked with. But let's welcome and check our team lineup for Team Malaysia and Team Philippines.
So for our first game, it's gonna be WeTrend versus Homeboys Blackstreet Esports. So this is gonna be a tall order for our friends or for our players from WeTrend. So I gotta say, for Philippines, they've shown resilience all throughout KNC, and there's a huge progress already from players of WeTrend. There were a lot of changes in terms of how they drafted from the knockout stage, even during the semifinals. So I think at this point, they had plenty of time, they had sufficient time to plan out their strategy for the grand finals.
It is a very interesting journey coming in from Homeboys x Blackstreet Esports, whereby they started the year not so consistent in spring, going into KWC, not the best run, but when fall season came in, that's where they start to flourish. They got that fall season MKL champion, and then they beat out Nova 4-0 right now, coming to KNC. They are a force to be reckoned with.
Yep, looking at these two teams, WeTrend is gonna prepare something special to face the MKL champions. And today, I think, is the day for that special plan.
And here's the thing, I was kind of thinking for Team Philippines, whether or not they are going to play with WeTrend on the first 2 games. Again, may I remind everyone, this is a very different grand finals because this is a clash between nations, okay? So you have 2 teams playing as Philippines, and you also have 2 teams playing as Malaysia. So there's going to be a juggle or a strategizing whether or not the team will play 2 games consecutively, or they will do like the alternate sequencing of that.
Going back to your point, Chantel, this falls back to the format of our tournament, whereby a team in the grand finals can only play up to 4 games and not 2 games consecutively only here. So that is a very interesting format that makes you have to strategize. Who do you play first? Who do you plan around? And what kind of draft do you prioritize for both of these 2 teams?
Yep. And this is where you will consider also the hero composition. If I'm not mistaken, we had a talk last night with some of the coaches from our friends at Indonesia, and they said that it's a very complicated situation, but you also have to consider the strengths of the other team.
True, this is gonna be super interesting looking at the lineup of the first game until game 7. So this is going to be a relay format. For people who is new to this relay format, Blacklist and WeTrend and also HBSE with Alpha Gaming, they're going to switch up and switch on each game. So we will see who will be going to fight for their nation.
And speaking of the drafts, let's also consider that aside from strategizing who's gonna play game number 1 and game number 2, the GPBP will follow through or transcend onto the next games. So we've mentioned about considering the strengths of the other team. Now for Weekend, the struggle here, or one thing that they should consider, is that which hero will they use for Arise? Which hero will they use for the rest of the players? Same goes with HBSE. But I think for our Malaysian teams, they have huge hero.
That is the bread and butter coming in for our Malaysian homegrown teams here. They are very strong due to the experience and gameplay. That is why MKL is one of the stronger regions in the global scene. But we have seen from time and time again how PKL from the Philippines is able to challenge this force. So right now, we are getting into game number 1. Drafting for the side of HBSC is on the blue side. For WeTrend coming in from PKL, they will be on that red side.
Wow, picking that Luna, such a confident pick for Mustang King, and looking at the long in the hands of HBSE, they already have the counter for that Luna, so WeTrend, they need a stopper.
Yeah, definitely a stopper, probably one that could give them crowd control. So I really love that for WeTrend, they prioritize on having that heroes that can build momentum all throughout the game. You have the sustain. Actually, this is a good combo already. You have the Dolan, even U1. We've mentioned about sustain, so definitely on that department, it will be on WeTrend's side. Now for HBSC, they're leaning towards on that hero composition that has great mixture of crowd control, has high damage and possible snowball on the Luna, and as well as this Aoyin.
You can see they are putting a lot of focus against Aaron as well towards that mid lane, whereby he made that comeback potential for the side of WeTrend available when they went against IKL. Look at the Ganemo respect ban in this first game.
Yeah, definitely, because it was a splendid performance yesterday on Aaron's Ganemo. Very hard to find, very hard to catch. So with this drafting alone for HBSE, it's more in the respect, but we will see a sure ban for WeTrend. So they don't want those heroes that could potentially give crowd control and at the same time damage in between, because if I'm not mistaken, for HBSE, they have to sure get that Splendor as first item, sometimes the Venomous Staff, so definitely a utility function for them.
Yep, this is going to be a good draft from WeTrend. WeTrend, they need a jungle. Yang Chen could very be fitting for this draft with that combo. Dolia, Yuhuan, the trapping and reset combo is going to be a difficult combination to be facing by HBSE. And HBSE, they have the Guan Yu for that frontal attack. They need another front line. Their roamer is still open. Zhang Fei maybe, or Lianpo is also a good choice for HBSE.
Yeah, Lianpo, Zhang Fei definitely for HBSE. Again, it's all about taking control. And one thing that we can say for both teams, they play well around their junglers. So as much as possible, their key to victory, this is applicable for both teams, is to give pressure on these junglers. And you're able to do that as long as there is a hero that is on the front run or is the front runner for the team. So with this alone, HBSE, they could go for a hero that could potentially give or slow up the tempo. Could be a Zia, could be a Nua, any other hero that could give them that edge.
You will definitely need to give more of these farms into the hands of Mustang King here. We've seen how this Luna thrive on farm. If you lose out the farm on this carry jungle pick, you will be having a much more slower pace compared to the normal jungle that we talk about here. But let's take a look at the final few moments here, because HBSC, clock is ticking. They're trying to complete the draft on the final 2 picks on this blue side.
Yep, this is a good comp for Zhang Fei Yixing for HBSE, but Lianpo Frost, that is an interesting combo. That trapping and CC combo is good to face a big and tanky jungle such as Yang Chen. But WeTrend, they need a jungle.
Yeah, I really like the hero composition of HBSC with this last 2 picks, because it makes perfect sense. You have 2 heroes that could give that crowd control, and at the same time, you have a mid laner that also has a crowd control, but at the same time, could focus on specific heroes. So it is HBSE prioritizing heroes that could give that control over the team fights. But for Weekend, you have the Flowborn Marksman, which is good at the late game. It's considered to be a scaling hero, and the Ogran on the sustain. Ogran Dolia, Ogran Q1 is definitely a good combo.
Okay, the Algran is such a classic combo to go against a Luna. Looking back at yesterday's tournament, they used this kind of meta before. They used that Algran damage, and we are gonna see the fight between Nation Philippines versus Malaysia.
The crowd is soaring as we are getting ready between Homeboys Blackstream Esports coming in from Malaysia and We Trend Esports coming in from the Philippines. Game is ready. Drafts are set. Let's welcome game number 1 as we start this best of 7.
This is definitely an ultimate clash between two powerhouse C regions. A lot of storylines all throughout KNC, and we can see right now for HBSE, they're prioritizing on delaying a rise on the jungle pattern. So we've mentioned about somehow giving that space on your junglers, but still Arise has that space.
But you see a very fast counter here coming in for side HBSC. They plan it well, counter Arise, make sure that even though he steals away this Azure Golem, Musang King still has somewhere to collect that buff. Guiyu here, pathing slowly, looking for a zone, looking for the steal. Does not get it, goes over Arise.
Wow, this is what we like to see, the aggressive gameplay of the Philippines. And they keep on making the pressure for Malaysia. Right now, 3-man rotation from HBSE is gonna shadow the farm lane. But HBSE did such a good job to counter that push.
In all honesty, just by looking at the hero composition for both, I'm expecting that this is going to be more on the slow burn, because as much as possible, you want to get the resources available for your damage leaders. Now, for HBSE, what's effective is that as much as possible, they give that information on their teammates that there are players on the other sides of the map.
Ooh, but the first blood connects. Musang King did such a great job. The executioner for HBSE, but Syndicate 1v1 with Guiyu, and Guiyu needs to fall back because right now his ultimate is not in his kit.
You can see the absolute timing here coming in from both Sir and Musang King, getting that first blood already for the fans of Malaysia. That is a good start coming in for the MKL champion.
And it's very detrimental because as much as possible, you need this U1 to be at level 4 before this objective. There will be a lot of folks out of the lane for the side of WeTrend.
Arise, it's gonna be frozen, and look at that, Winter is here. Arise, they need to fall back because right now there is the shadowing the team fight with that Tremor Smash, but they're just gonna disengage, but the home gets taken down, and right now there's Musang King proving that he's the king, exploiting weakness, connects to the backline, but right now he's gonna juke it out. Syndicate still survives.
The king is on the course, 1-for-1 in exchange. Zihong sacrificing himself to get a kill for Musang King again on that Luna.
That's gonna be a very crucial one for HBSE because again, it is Musang King. And we know the capacity of Musang King on the Luna all throughout KNC, but still for Weekend, they're still finding that space, finding the perfect timing to potentially counter this threat coming in from HBSE. Now HBSE is on the lead, 1,000 gold against WeTrend, and this is kind of huge for a 3-minute game. As much as possible for WeTrend, you want to limit that. Another
gonna fight again, and look at that frigid prison connect. Arise, it's gonna be taken down. Musang King bearing the pride and nation for Malaysia, and he takes another one, double kill from the Malaysian.
4 kills for HBSC, 4 on the hands of Musang King. No one is there to stop the best jungler for the side of MKL.
I mean, it's gonna be hard for Weekend to stop Musang King with his 4 kills. As much as possible, this is a moment we're in. They will give space or priority on Dolphin to scale up onto this game. Again, you need damage per second, but there is a huge potential for a kill for HBSE because they're now prioritizing the farm lane.
You can see Zihong putting so much pressure against the Rise, against Dolphin. All those frigid prisons are hitting so hard, but Tyrant hasn't started.
Yeah, they're gonna fight again, and look at that, Winter's here. Smite from Rise, such a good smite from the WeTrend. But right now, Zay is getting fished out, and Zay gets taken down. The king is here, Musang King. They're gonna fight, but WeTrend is gonna go on the offensive. The home gets taken down.
Guiyu is here!
Guiyu, the miracle boy, makes another miracle for HBSC, but he's down. Philippines fighting and going stronger than ever.
PKL fight back. They get multiple kills, 3 in the favor. They are back at it. They are not going down without a fight, Chantel.
Definitely back at it because they were able to destroy a turret at the bottom lane. And now for HBSE, I mean, in terms of a longer team fights, it's as if WeTrend is winning that lane. So Musang King in front of 3 players, but still Arise is able to secure that red buff. Now going back to the storyline of this Posa teams, we have to focus on Syndicate. Syndicate is also on fire with 101 KDA on the Mayin. Now for Guyu, we saw the potential, yes, on the threat with the Guanyu. It's just that he has to limit that overextension every time there is an initiation.
It is down to the final few moments that we talk about, right? We think about the late game. Guyu will come in with those Razor Cavalry. Syndicate will jump in towards the backline to get these big kills. It is always about the Clash laners making the miracle plays here this time. It is between HBSC's Clash lane and WeTrend's Clash lane.
Yup. They're gonna still pressure out and look at Maze far from the teams. Guyu's gonna dance at the Musang King's gonna fight back. New Moon connects to Maze and Maze gets taken down.
Unstoppable already coming in for the side of Homeboys Black True Esports jungle. You can see how much pressure, how much priority is given to this Luna.
By the way, the Luna is currently at 501. You've mentioned earlier that there's no stopping for this Luna, currently at 5.9k in terms of gold. It's gonna be hard, plus the cap control of the bottom lane.
Leave to home, he's getting targeted until home gets taken down.
Syndicate!
Syndicate flash out BB, but look at what a zoning out. Aaron is unable to join the fight, and the King just takes in, bashing with glory, Musang King.
Another 2 kills for the side of Homeboys Black True Esports. Razor Cavalry landing onto Arise. Arise wanting to run away, getting pushed in. He is going into the base of Homeboys.
Against 4.
Arise 1v3 right here with that passive fastness. Look at that. Guyu is knocking him back, and there is no escape for Arise. He's gonna fall back, and look at that. Using the dead body of Arise, Musang King is leaping to that front line.
There is just no stopping Musang King on this Luna. He is absolutely crazy with it. Every single member is going in.
Ooh, he's gonna get that freeze. Syndicate gonna target that Musang King, and Musang King is taken down. Musang King is out of the map, and now WeTrend is gonna fight. Look at Syndicate getting that triple kill. Darwin making a historic comeback for HBSE.
This is now the clapback we're talking about WeTrend, and now there's a lot of pressure against a VP. Will he be able to sustain this? A lot of free hits coming in. He's able to survive, but here comes Arise, and there is going to be an invade on WeTrend's side.
WeTrend are not backing down. They never back down. Triple kill for Dorfin, 401 on that full-blown marksman. Things are looking to be super heated up for this game 1. This is just only game 1 at the Quill City Mall.
At this point, aside from the players needing a breather, I think everyone also needs a breather, but there's no breathing on this game. There's a juggle at the economy in terms of the items because of that 601 on this Luna. You have 7.4k on Musang King's hand. And if you look at the items also, there's a huge difference. But anyway, we can see WeTrend taking and securing this side of the game. There was no contest for HBSE, and they are pushing forward.
While WeTrend knows no fear, they're gonna make HBSE fall back even though they have that Tyrant buff. But HBSE wants to kite this game. They want to take the long run.
Very good stuff so far. We are seeing a 50-50 between WeTrend Esports and Homeboys Black True Esports here. A bit of a damage going on towards Syndicate, but still, so much pressure coming from Aaron.
What flash! Aaron catches the hole, and look at that fastness. Connects the hole, gets taken down. Zed doesn't want that to happen. Guyu coming in a little bit late, but look at that knockback. Amazing wombo combo.
But still, it's a big win wins so far. They get 2 members for the side of Homeboys Black Steel Esports. WeTrend is just getting advantages after advantages here, Chantel.
Definitely a great lead for WeTrend on this game. I mean, they've able to take down this mid lane turret. They have the opportunity to get another blue buff against Musang King.
Wow.
Just look at the position of Syndicate on this jungle.
Wow, he's gonna dance again, but right now look at that arrow storm storming into the HBSE. And right now WeTrend is getting that breather.
Good thing for HBSE, the minion wave at the top lane is flowing. So there's a breather still for the team. Now WeTrend, they need to continue this one out. I mean, this is the grand finals. If you just look at the golden lead, it's just juggling in between. We could say that this is an evil ball game.
I'm feeling the Filipino spirit coming in for the side of WeTrend Esports. They are doing whatever they can to make this game an equal footing. Musang King going in for a bit of poke.
Musang King's gonna dance again. Mice is gonna fall back, and look at that Trevor Smash still connects to the back line, but no.
Darpin!
Still survive, but look at Arise connects to the front line, and Guyi gets taken down. HBSE needs to fall back now.
But still, all the fights are in favor of WeTrend Esports. Guiyu still already falling. That allows WeTrend to put focus on this Shadow Tyrant Philippines PKL. They are on top.
It was a great juggle coming in from WeTrend. For HBSC side, they wanted to target Darpin, but because of the players of WeTrend were available at that moment, it was a counterplay for WeTrend. Hence, them securing the objective and at the same time having this goal lead on this game number 1. We have to commend the position of Aaron, by the way, on the usage of the ult. And look at Arise just being up front, the great Ogren player that he is.
Look at that. One high ground tower is down. HBSE is losing the grip on this game. WeTrend Esports climbing the mountain, slowly but surely taking down the king of Malaysia.
They are pacing themselves super duper well coming into this game. As we see Musang King going in for a 1v1 against Syndicate.
Oh no!
Has to back away, but the members are coming in.
Oh, but look at that backup. Arise is coming to make WeTrend rise. And Musang King dances flawlessly, but look at that Aaron cashing in. There's no jungle for BSE. They have to defend. They have to defend because now the pressure is on. The high ground is open.
The players are forced to back away. You have the Aokin moving back to the base, but WeTrend is here, knocking on doors of HBSE.
20 seconds timer for Santa Musang King here, as so is going for the game.
But Aaron is taken down. Guyi with that flank, but Guyi is going to be trapped too. The Winter is here was amazing from the Hong. HBSE managed to pull that one out of the bag.
The map is in favor for the side of WeTrend Esports. Bottom, top inhibitor already secured for the PKL fan favorites right now. With the secure on this Shadow Overlord, they are looking to be in a much more control, looking for that final tier 3 in haste BSE's base.
And definitely for HBSE, the strength that they have on this game is again the minion wave flowing on all sides of the lane. But if we look at the hero composition in terms of the range, it's pretty much the same for both. It's just that for WeTrend, it's more of a high risk, high reward in terms of the initiation. When someone dives in, there is that layer of control, which is very effective since we started 6 minutes of this game.
Yep, the Shadow Vanguard is popped. They're gonna show with that 3-lane push. HBSE needs to get that one. They need a moment. Guyu gets opened, and right now with the 1-4 formation, WeTrend is gonna push.
The minions are marching in. Musang King has showed himself towards the backside of the map here, as we can see. So, being the first target here, Arise, wanting to find a bit of an engage on this roamer.
Oh, look at the conductor of Soulflame Arise, and the unending sorrow. They're gonna fight, and look at Darwin. BB got to defend, but right now they're not doing it. Musang King gets taken down. WeTrend is trying to take down a champion here. Look at that VV, trades the kill, but Rampage for Arise. This is a 3v3.
2 members, both sides down. 3v3 being set up right now. No man dealers coming in for the side of HBSE. We're looking at Baron base Dragons, Overlords are marching into the Crystal here. What can HBSE do?
For HBSE, as much as possible, all those skills should land, but a lot of pressure coming in from WeTrend. You have Shea up front against 3 players of WeTrend, pushing them away and defending their base.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna defend. And right now, Arises takes that damage and Guyu gets trapped. Guyu jukes it out. Syndicate still survives. The Malaysian is still going strong.
Base is still up and available thanks to the fact that Guyu and Sihao manages to put it to a stop. But look at the advantage here. No towers, no tyrant, no objectives for HBSE. What can they do?
For HBSE, as much as possible, they need to land those kills against WeTrend. It was a nice defense for them, but they have to consider that they don't have high ground towers anymore. Now for WeTrend, they have a lot of opportunities to go for an engage, and as much as possible, you want to see that play again from the back, that flank from Guyu. So it was effective on that defense. Probably that's the same story for the next part.
And Guyu looking for an opening here. He's hidden away from the map. He has found Darfleet on towards the backside here, but he has been spotted out. All members for the side of WeTrend Esports, they are looking to hunt this horse. They do not want Guyu anywhere near that backline.
Oh no, the Filipinos. They're gonna hunt Guyu down, and he needs to run because look, Syndicate is gonna find him 1v1 with the Clasher, and right now Arise is gonna cut him down.
Oh no!
They need a miracle, and Sir is here. Syndicate needs to back down. WeTrend needs that Shadow Overlord.
Positioning-wise, it is looking much in favor of WeTrend. Guyu has no spells. Guyu has no items. He won't be that efficient in this team fight. Everything is leading for the side of WeTrend Esports. They need to be confident. They need to take it slow.
Definitely, I don't think that for HBSE, they will try to contest this one out as much as possible. They want to group up. They need to regroup because for WeTrend, they're looking very strong in terms of team fight initiation.
Wow.
I mean, that has been the strength of WeTrend all throughout this game.
Look at this. WeTrend going in with bravery in their blood, perishing the champion. May I underline the word champion of Malaysia. The Overworld Vanguard is moving in closely towards the end of HBSE.
Minions are marching. The trigger will be pulled in just a short moment here. WeTrend playing very safely, but still goes in.
But still connects to the backline. Guyu tries to beat the run, looking for VV. Gets that flank. Takes down Zilhong right now, right? But Guyu becoming the answer for HBSE, the FMVP. But look at that, VV gets taken down. What a flash, double kill. But that's not enough because look, the Overlord Vanguard is coming and the end is near.
2 for 2 trade, but we have another item for Musang King. So this is another stretch game. Okay, 17 minutes onto this game. If we look at the items, it's almost complete. We're almost close to that game equilibrium wherein the positioning will matter, the timings will matter, and right now for WeTrend, if this game stretches more, they will have a hard time in closing this game number 1.
HBSE, no, their Baron base will put them a lot of pressure when we go into that Tempest Dragon at 20-minute mark. But take a breather. Both of these two teams, they want to play it slow. They want to play it flawlessly. One bad team fight might just spell doom coming in for any of these teams. Syndicate being spotted by the side of Zerg. He does back off. We will be seeing a bit of a tussle on this Shadow Tyrant at the bottom river.
Wow.
We also have to take note, by the way, that for Aaron, he already has the Splendor on this game. So it's information that HBSE should follow. Now, HBSE, they already have the items. You have Jihong on the Princess Frost. You want to land those skills as early as possible and get that crowd control going against WeTrend. It's the only force that they have, aside from those crowd controls against Guyi. And it feels like for HBSE, what's effective is that whenever there is a play from the back, so as long as there is an information to whoever the player is at the back on the side of WeTrend, then they can go for an initiation.
This is a 4v5 in favor of HBSE. They secure the tyrant and they're going for it.
Ooh, they're gonna fight back, and look at that! Tremor smash from Sir, connects to the backline, and look at Guyi dances around flawlessly on the backline of WeTrend. They are gonna get that comeback. This is their nation, and they want the win so bad.
bad. 2 members down for WeTrend Esports. This is the moment coming in for HBSC. They are looking, they are hungry, they want to close this comeback from the side of WeTrend. They are strategically planning, but waves, the pressure are going in on that bot side.
And because of that, there is a swing in terms of gold lead. It's now 7,500 for the side of HBSE. 8 seconds before Aaron and even Maze is going to be alive. This might be the final push!
Look at that flash! An amazing initiation, but Syndicate managed to pull one out. Shut down from the home. The comeback is going to be real. Look at Aaron holding out 3 people. Mustang King dances, but no one is going to kill him now. Mustang King being the hero, bearing the pride and nation for Malaysia.
Syndicate is to fall as well. 3 members down for the side of WeTrend Esports. Minions are marching. Dark, Finn, and Maze. What can you do? There's nothing you can do as the Kings walk back. They take game number 1.
Oh my God! The host of the Nation Clash managed to pull one out, and they got 1 point.
This is where the late decision making comes in. I mean, for our team, for the IKL team, it was them about to taking control on that game. They just needed 1 team fight, they just needed 1 initiation, and then after that, they punished the positioning of WeTrend. It was revealed around 14 minutes of the game, but for WeTrend, they tend to slack off for every pressure that they give. It's like you squeeze them in, and then there's a breather, and there's this opening for the Malaysian team. Something like a very animated explanation, but that was the story of that game number 1.
My heart is still pounding after that game number 1.
Wow.
WeTrend Esports put up such a good showing, but in those final few moments, it was HBSC finding that team fight. So with that Lian Po was just so darn crucial with Guiyu on that Guan Yu.
Yep, that Guan Yu and Lian Po combo was filthy from the Malaysian side. Look at how they managed to get that win with so much effort. But VV and Mustang King, it's still the star of the show here.
Yeah, definitely Firosha did a play job or crucial part on that win for HBSE. I mean, those flanks, those visions for HBSE or for him was so effective to a point that for WeTrend, it was the other way around. All along we thought it was WeTrend having the control, but because of the position that he had, it's as if WeTrend didn't have that information given the map control.
And all those team fights was actually very well daring coming in from WeTrend Esports. It was so aggressive coming in from Aaron, coming in from Syndicate, with proper positioning coming in from Darfin. But when you go to the late game, those final few moments, if you do falter, that's where your experience comes in. And HBSE, they make it work.
Wow, I love the initiation, the team fight from Se and Zohong. The combo was super duper dangerous for WeTrend, and the crowd control that they have managed to pull out on that late game brings out so much on that draft by HBSE.
And looking at the damage though, for majority of the players of HBSE, we could definitely say that they are playing as a unit on that final moments of the game. They almost shared the pace, but take note of VV, 158k damage dealt against the players of WeTrend, and this is the story of that game. For most cases, it was HBSE. Actually, there was a juggle in terms of control around the game, but came the last moments of the game, it was just our MKL team winning the skirmishes. They just needed that turning point, and they punished everything that is to be punished against WeTrend.
It was a super duper close game, and it was always shaking between MKL's HBSC and PKL's WeTrend Esports. No one knew until the very last moment who would come out on top. It was really down to those final few team fights, but props to WeTrend. No one would have thought of their performance today in this game number 1.
Because again, WeTrend is a fan favorite coming to KNC, and they're up against the champions of MKL, and for them to be able to
against WeTrend.
You can see the early game, it was very in favor coming in for the side of HBSC. And all the team fights was showing like, hey, HBSC, you're the Supreme Kings, and you were doing super duper well. But later on, when we go into the mid game, that's where WeTrend, they start to perform.
Yeah, definitely for WeChan, taking control on majority of the areas of the map and somehow finding Musang King all throughout. It was a very decent performance for them because, may I remind you, while watching the highlights, it was MKL winning that moment. I mean, early game having Musang King on that 6-0-1, but then again, it came to a point around 6 minutes of the game wherein for Weekend, they had the counter strategy, they had that counter plays, which was very effective. Around 12 minutes, we've mentioned that for Weekend, if they're not able to seal the game, then they will have a hard time.
I love it. I love the spirit of WeTrend on this match. It's as if they're playing not only as WeTrend, but they're playing as Philippines. They're shouting out their Filipino pride. Every team fight, every initiation, they does it with so much effort and so much fight in them. It proves that WeTrend is not a team that we need to look down on.
Of course, it was both nations showing remarkable consistency all throughout the game, and it all boils down to that late decision making. And for the side of HBSE, it's just them winning that department.
And that was just game number 1 of this best of 7 series here. WeTrend was expected to lose against HBSC, but not in this fashion because this was crazy performance from the Filipino fan favorites here. But next series, we have Alpha Gaming going up against Blacklist International.
Wow,
Yeah,
this is gonna be
right.
interesting because that's the champion.
It's the same, it's the same.
It's a champion for your region, and we're gonna see how they're gonna go against Alpha Gaming.
Now that I'm thinking about it, WeCan played really well against the MKL champions. Now you have Alter Ego facing against the champions of PKL. What if Alter Ego plays the same way as WeTrend? But then again, the GBP will transcend onto the next game. Definitely the heroes that were used game number 1 won't be used by Blacklist anymore. And it is about the unity, the unison of these regions that will matter. Because as much as possible, you should have strategized whether or not to pick this hero, or are we getting this which is good for him and that, something like that.
It's a tag team race that we talk about in this format. You are not just having one team going up against one team. You are having region versus region, which is PKL going against MKL. Every single pick that they have drafted, it will go into that BO7, affecting themselves throughout the entire series here.
Yep.
By the way, that game was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
for me.
I know. You were silent on like the last minutes of the match, and I know how excited you were when WeTrend was pulling off such a great game. They need their closing momentum, and I think on this match, Blacklist has a great chance to go against Alpha Gaming.
And that's a beauty actually all throughout KNC because they've shown, or these teams have shown, that regardless of the lead the other team has, as long as you have the control a late game, then things could go either way. Maybe you winning that game, maybe you losing that game. But with game number 2, hopes are really high, of course, for the Filipinos watching. But definitely because of the performance of WeTrend, Alpha Gaming could definitely have that same performance.
And you talk about Filipinos being excited, right? Because what did we see so far? Blacklist International has had phenomenal performance out of the last few days against Bigatron, taking games against HBSC. That's why, if you're a Filipino, you're a PKL fan, you won't be confident because Blacklist is so on form.
Yep, and for Blacklist International, again, they won against HBSE on our JO number 1. So that's already a statement, and more statement from our PKL teams after that performance for weekend. Now we come to game number 2. We've mentioned about the GBP. We have power picks already, but one thing's for sure, for the side of Alter Ego, no, for APG. For the side of APG, at least they have that opportunity to get a better mid lane.
Alpha Gaming and also Blacklist International, they will take over that BO7 that we talk about. So you will definitely have to be thinking like, hey, game 1, you burned a lot of picks here. So the coaching staff between these two teams have to be talking about it. They have discussed about it to see how do we plan for the long con, because it's never a race, it's a marathon that we talk about.
Yep, Blacklist, they have their aggressive gameplay. And Alpha Gaming, speaking of teams in MKL, they are one of the most aggressive teams on the offensive side of MKL.
That's exactly true. Alpha Gaming, they play towards two things. JD's late game consistency and Yulong's early game prowess here. That's what makes them so good. But with the recent showing of Blacklist International, they play as one.
Yeah, that's true. They're playing as the same unit, same with how we played on game number 1. Now, what's good about our Malaysian teams is that they have this control early game. So as long as for our PKL teams, as long as for Blacklist International, they're able to give that pressure on the jungler, then this might be that first win that they need to bounce back on that momentum that MKL had. So again, for the viewers, this is two nations fighting as one with two teams representing them.
I think looking at Alpha Gaming, they only need one thing to win. They need a tempo. If they have that tempo, if they have that rotation, their confidence will soar up and they could win against Blacklist. And same goes to Blacklist. They need a good early game, a strong mid game, and the most important thing of all, they need to close out the game with a perfect finish. No mistakes, no rush. Take Blacklist's time. If not, Alpha Gaming could have a great chance to end this game.
And aside from them having a race on closing the game, it's also a race of closing the series. Because the longer it gets more complicated with the heroes and such. Who's gonna play the game 7 for both the teams? So as much as possible, you wanna build that momentum, and that momentum will start with our draft.
The draft does start between Blacklist International coming in from the Philippines on towards the blue side with Alpha Gaming, the Malaysia fan favorites towards the red side as we get it going for this game number 2.
Yep, we're gonna see Blacklist closing out on the Tolia, and Alpha Gaming closing in on the Yushi's Luna, one of the most dangerous prowess of Blacklist International.
I won't be surprised if for APG they will focus on the Just Cheese heroes all throughout this match, because for Blacklist International, even though they've adjusted their playstyle, they're still revolving around their jungle. So Dharma is open, by the way. It could be a Chami 1 hero. This could be a Chami 1 game again with the PKL Finals MVP. We still have a lot of heroes open for this one, so it depends on Coach TG and Coach XZ.
It will go a long way here, but the priority that you talk about, Chami 1 has locked in that Dharma here. He is the one and only FMVP coming in from PKL Fall. We will be seeing whether he can set up that performance that he did in the last few days.
Yep, we're gonna see, look at that Dharma. A strong pick for Blacklist, and Blacklist is known for their initiation, their prolonged team fight, and their aggression. Alpha Gaming, they need something to close out on this, but the Mai and Renji combo is such a dangerous and aggressive style for Alpha Gaming.
Definitely a spicy answer coming in for APG, a mixture of both high DPS early game. You also have the crowd control on the Mai. I won't be surprised for Blacklist International if they get the Yixing, something like that, or probably an Agudo just to face this Mai as early as possible and have the control on the laning phase. So it's gonna be Pei. I forgot about the Pei, but it's one of the signature heroes of Just G, and you have the channel and fast answer. They've been waiting for this. You have the Jing on their side.
This is an assassin matchup that we have between Blacklist Just G against none other than APG's Yulong here. This will be very spicy going into that early to mid game here, because take a look at the setup here. You have Hei and Dharma, very quick. You have Mai Shunui and also the Jing, very bombastic as well. So you're fighting for control across the gorge.
Yep, it's such a dangerous combo from Alpha Gaming. The backlines of Blacklist, they need to be careful because the initiation, the aggression, Alpha Gaming has it all. And we know from the draft and from the players, Yulong is one of the best players of the assassin role in MKL.
Yeah, you need someone or a specific hero that could potentially stop this Jing as early as possible. And this is a great ban for APG. The idea won't be able for this game. So in terms of the laning early game, on the farm lane, definitely for this one, for APG, they will have an edge depending on the laning of Golden Kite.
Laning and Golden Kite will be very important because you're essentially picking up a very strong laner here known as the channel against the DRNG. So they are a 50-50 of a matchup. We need to see how both teams set up for their marksman. It will be very important going into that fourth minute mark, whereby towers will start being extra squishy.
Yep, this draft is an amazing draft from Alpha Gaming, such as Blacklist, but Alpha Gaming, if they want to go on that assassin route, they could pick out a Liu Bang. It's a combo for the Jing Liu Bang and my Liu Bang combo is good for reaching front to back. But Wu Zi is gonna be good because right now we could see the combo. They would shoot out the Cannon Blast and they would initiate with the Mai and the Jing.
It was a good takeaway as well coming in for the side of Blacklist Chaz. We saw how well he played it when they were playing against Blacklist International against Big by Vitality. So good takeaway coming in from APG. They respect the good plays that Chaz made in that series.
Yeah, good point. We were talking yesterday that for Chaz's Cannon Blast, it was so on point during that final game against Indonesia. So this is more of a counterplay for APG. We've mentioned about Yixing. I think for the most cases, I mean, during our Day 2, it was Blacklist International having the combo of Dharma and Yixing up their sleeves. So they are definitely working around their strengths.
The Wombo combo coming in for the side Star Armor, Lianpo, Yixing. It is bounce house for days. If Blacklist International gets one going, they can get more and more in those team fights. But APG locking a very strong Byron in towards that clash lane. The laning phase for APG is where they get it going.
Definitely in terms of the laning phase, it's going to be a crucial one between the Byron and Dharma. A lot of differences in terms of the skill set. We could probably say that for Byron, it's really more about sustaining and being the front runner. But for the Dharma, it's the opportunity for them to have that secure kill prior team fight.
Yep, we are going to see the fight of the nation in Game 2. Blacklist representing the Philippines against Alpha Gaming representing Malaysia.
Without further ado, Quill City Mall, Honor of Kings fans, let's get into game number 2.
In terms of the hero composition, again, this is an assassin versus assassin. So the only way for both teams to actually win this early game is to have control over the river. So for APG, that is what they're doing. Now for Blacklist International, it's the same thing. You have Dragon and even Chaz blocking the areas as to where APG might probably go.
Wow. Such a strong start from Alpha Gaming. They've zoned out Tammy 1 and look at that.
Tammy 1.
They're gonna pressure on it. FMVP getting first blood. Tammy 1 is gone. Dragon is on the plate for Alpha Gaming, but look at how he jukes it out. Shishan, they needs to fall back.
Susan, our young prodigy on that Maestro Nui, he found Chammy 1. This is coming in for Xiang's superior laning phase that we talk about during that pick and ban.
I mean, for APG, they're taking their notes. They know that for Chammy 1, he is a bit aggressive early game, so there's a potential for him to go over the river as why there was a kill against him. So a lot of pressure coming in at the clash lane. Even the rotation from Shizan will go there. So fast reaction also for Blacklist International. Good thing for them. There is continuous jungling for Just Chi. This is the pay of Just Chi. Probably the damage will be there.
But look at that, Dragon is on the blade. Dragon gets taken out, but how? Chammy 1 still dances out with Yulong. They want more, and Chammy 1, he needs to fall back.
It's the suicide show we're talking about. Back-to-back plays coming in from the Maestro Nui. He's putting APG on the board in this game number 2.
And this is a typical Maestro Nui play that you want early game. Because of the crowd control, because of the prowess against Blacklist International. For Blacklist International, as much as possible, they want to have someone to stop Shizan, which is Chaz is doing for this one. Now, if we look at the farm laners, good thing for both, they have their support, and at the same time, for APG, they're currently at the lead. They need to sustain this one out up until 4 minutes of the game.
Wow, the Shishan show with the combo with Yulong is such a dangerous play for Blacklist International. And right now, look, the map control is holding on purely on Alpha Gaming.
1,000 gold in favor, but Xiang gets pushed in. He still has the flash. Manages to escape towards safety here. Dragon still not level 4. Does not have access towards the board.
I mean, it's hard for you to first a Byron early game. Now for Blacklist International, it's gonna be hard for them knowing that Yulong already has those items. But here's the thing, you have 2,300, so still Justy is on the lead on the farming department. But again, for APG, Yulong will have the best time of his life later on because there's a crowd control.
Look at that, Chammy 1 dodges out, but Yulong opens that mirror domain. But just a disengage, just a bait. But right now, Joshi is eyeing on Yulong. He's gonna dance with that jungler, but Siak is gonna be trapped in the middle. Blacklist with that sneaky play, but JD still wants more. Look at that golden kite, jukes it out. Alpha Gaming, they need to fall back.
And here's the thing now, for APG, they also have those trades. They saw that there was a kill for Blacklist International. Top lane!
Wow, Jamie won the FMVP, bearing the nation in his heart against Yulong. The pressure out, and look at that! The combo, the Shushan Yulong is such a dangerous combo.
It's a destructive combo as Shushan 2-0-1. 100% kill participation on this Maestro Nui. He is everywhere for APG in this early game.
Fast reaction again coming in from APG. Now they have the lead, 1,400 for Blacklist International. They can object, or they can get to this other objective against the side of APG. Now you have the position for APG. You have Chaz on the vision. Even for Dragon waiting for that moment, he has the board. But I don't think they will be complete before APG secures this one.
It's a big pickup here coming in for side of Blacklist International. They
Wow, look at that board, but Shushan
Oh,
wow! The triple from Shushan knocks back one, and Golden Kite gets taken down. The pressure is on for the Philippines.
He is so clean on that Maestro Nui. He's just setting up every single play, and let's check out the replay here. Shushan face checking into Dragon, gets a 3-man Rue Engine into a 3-man ultimate. Such a clean display coming in from the APG mid lane.
It would have been a different story if the board actually hit the Shushan at that time. So there's going to be a knock-up, and because of that, APG again destroys another tower against Blacklist International. Blacklist International, they're a bit struggling on their camps, so they are being pushed back. And if we look at the hero composition of Blacklist International, it's very evident that positioning should be considered. So there were moments wherein Dragon's waiting for that perfect moment, but because of the mobility that APG has, they're having a hard time. Now for Chaz and the rest, they need to focus on finding Yulong and stop this jungler of APG.
Wow, the pressure is on. Temi1 pushing back Alpha Gaming. But right now, they won't be back down really easily, because look at that, JD pushing one tower again, but Yulong jukes it in, and right now, he's gonna be fall down. Joshi is gone. Temi1 is deleted. Alpha Gaming, they're showing who is the Alpha. What a flash, what a play from Fial. They're not gonna back down. Chaz and Dragon needs to go back.
APG is so blood hungry. From the red buff all the way to their high ground, they are relentless, and they are not going down without even more kills.
What's their fan favorite teams? I mean, earlier it was WeTrend against the champion of MKL. Now we have APG against the champion of PKL. They are at the lead of 4,000 at this, but still the goal is still the same for our junglers, right? But the thing is that in terms of the Mai and even Yixing for Dragon and even Shizan, there's a huge lead, and Shizan is just all over the place against Blacklist International.
Talking about leads, 7 minutes barely. Already a high ground in favor for the side of Alpha Gaming. Malaysian fans will be super duper happy, but it is never the end of the game until the crystal falls. We've seen how Blacklist play against those timers where they come back from impossible games. This is still one of the games that they can make their mark.
This is where emotional stability will kick in. Definitely for Blacklist International, they don't want that pressure to affect their decision making. Now for APG, as long as they keep on pressuring majority of the lanes, they can get another kill, because in terms of the items, even for JD, he's currently at 102 at this Renji.
Yup, they're gonna pressure the champions. They're gonna pressure out Blacklist, and look at that Yulong holding out so much of the map. Blacklist needs to find something, a moment from Chaz. It's gonna make a miracle for Blacklist.
A miracle is what they exactly need if they want to push this 5,000 gold lead back into their favor. We've seen how Chaz and Dragon Chami, this trio will be the anchor that Blacklist International needs to find if they want to be able to push this game to an even.
Reminding everyone that APG is the third placers for MKL, aside them being the fan favorites facing the PKL champions. Okay, for Blacklist International, they were able to defend that threat coming in from APG. 16 seconds before the Tyrant will be available onto this, but definitely in terms of map control, it is APG having that. 7.4k, now there's a lead in terms of gold for our junglers.
Very dangerous slow bleed coming in for the side of Blacklist International. Every single objective so far has fallen into favor to the side of Alpha Gaming due to the fact that Shusan on this match journey has been a phenomenal gamer so far. He's been finding what? Multiple man knockups, multiple setups for his team. So Blacklist International, to stop this bleed, look out for Shusan.
And there's this certain layer of skills for APG that was very effective all throughout this game. It all started around 4 minutes wherein everyone's just prepared to go for the focus fire. Now Blacklist International again is finding the time, finding the moment to go for the counter play. Now APG still on the lead. Chang is already low on life. This might be for them.
Look at that Jazz. He's leading the offensive.
Champion
pushing back, but Champion gets that one. Triple knock up from Champion. Yulong makes it in for Alpha Gaming. Takes down the FMVP. They want to push it back. And right now Alpha Gaming is getting that momentum. Triple wave is coming for Blacklist. They need to defend.
A big misplay coming in from Chammy, missing that flash proof, setting their team to a defensive state right now with another tier 3 going in favor for the side of APG. Things are looking even more dire for the PKL squad.
At this point for Blacklist International, they don't want another high ground tower to be destroyed by APG. So it's already 10 minutes, almost 10 minutes out the game. APG still on the lead. 2-0-4 for Yulong. It all started with that early game. Now they're getting more resources against them. You have Renji starting the Overlord, and you have players also at the Tyrant. This could be a bait because I don't think they will continue this. You have Just Chi up front for the vision and information for Blacklist International.
Yup, they're gonna pressure out. They're just gonna look for that vision. They want Blacklist to come out of their shell. They're gonna make Blacklist force a team fight they're not comfortable with.
The waves are starting to push in for the side of the mid lane here. As you can see, pressure is setting on towards Chaz.
Ooh, but Chaz, look at the board, connects to 2 people. Yulong connects to the front lane. Joshi gets pressure out. 5 people still standing for the Malaysian, and Chaz is the only casualty here.
KNC Honor, hit that speedy key in because there's a chance you get all heroes and skin chest for you to draw. But back to the game with Chaz being down. All the pressure that Blacklist International want to be setting up has been relieved. APG with that Shadow Tyrant, they are looking for this final tier 3.
Yep.
Definitely, this could be it for APG. Is 5.7k gold lead now for Blacklist International. Chaz is going to be alive, but the high ground tower at the middle lane is going to be destroyed. So it's going to be hard for them. And for APG, it's kind of predictable as to where Blacklist will go for that initiate.
They're going to force Blacklist into turtling, and they don't want to force that team fight. Yulong is going for that disengage. They're going to wait another wave.
They're waiting for the next Shadow Overlord towards the top side here. They're playing it slow, steady, composed. I like the gameplay coming in from Alpha Gaming. They do not want to take any single risk in this play, but minions are marching through. APG, are they going for the play?
Xia coming into that tower, and he's gonna go.
Shusan!
The Shusan show is here. Look at that board. Connects to 3 people, but Yulong dances gracefully. Joshi, he needs to back down. Go to the
crystal,
back, and the crystal is destroyed. Malaysia taking another one.
Back-to-back wins for the MKL region. MKL is on top. Alpha Gaming with the Shusan show is back at it again.
I mean, this is the fan favorite team. The third placers of MKL winning against the champions of PKL. Talk about control, the precision. It was on point for APG.
It was all for their winning. Since the early game, it was Shusan finding multiple angles of approach. The engages was just so darn crucial in limiting Chammy One's entire gameplay experience.
And it was a very fast-paced play for APG. I mean, there was no time for Just Chi to have a breather, and at the same time, it's not normal that we see Chammy 1 being at low life before the minute of a game.
Yep, looking at Blacklist, they were very pressured on that game. The full map was conquered by Alpha Gaming. We're gonna look at the items.
And we've talked about the pressure. Let's focus on the Chammy 1 having 5 attempts. And this is a Dharma we're talking about, and it's Chami 1. So it just means that for APG, they had a great time, or they had the best method to stop him.
Like, we talk about Chami 1, FMVP coming from PKL, but if you limit him, you can start to see how far you put Black's International behind. All those plays that he was supposed to find those multi-man knockups has been dissolved and disintegrated for the side of APG. But check out the stats here. Shisan, 64% kill participation, highest in his team, and look at that damage.
Wow, Shishan being the offensive of Alpha Gaming, and he proves that he is dangerous. The combo with Yulong, with that King, makes Blacklist International fall into despair. Every time, every team fight, you could see Shishan and Yulong coming in to destroy that battle formation.
Yeah, definitely, and you have 3 players on the side of APG at 64% in terms of teamfight rate. And when we say teamfight rate, not because they are at 64% means that they were together during the teamfight. They were activated individually in those lanes. As the way we could see a downward slope on towards MKL team APG, and it's just Blacklist International losing control. And we all know that for Blacklist International, their edge is the early game. But if they don't get the early game, then it's gonna be hard for them to transition mid to late game.
It's what we talk about. Honor of Kings is never about a one-man game. It's about the full team pulling to the best of the best, and that led to MKL leading the charge to the 12-minute mark goal lead. But MVP, we have to give it to one person, and it has to be Shisan on that Maestro Nui. He had an insane game on this pick.
Wow, Shishan is literally the MVP, carrying every moment, every initiation on his back. Double, triple knockups on the Blacklist team.
Probably we'll see that in the highlights wherein he was able to get a kill against Dragon. Dragon was there at the push bottom lane, but then again, because of those spokes, because of the crowd control, it was APG winning that team fight. You have 26% damage dealt in this Mai Shiranui plus the damage taken. So every time there was a poke on the side of APG, there was the follow-up. We've been mentioning about the ring of skills. It's just APG that was so on point on that game number 2. Again, even the breather for Blacklist International wasn't available.
I like how you say the mention of layering of skills, because that's exactly what happened here. Check out this play here. Flash engage on towards Dragon, hit immediate follow-up coming in from both Xiang and Yulong to get those kills. And hang on, where's Shisan? He's here.
Yeah. And then there were plays for Shisan at the top lane and then at the bottom lane. This was the turning point. This was the turning point.
They're gonna see Shishan in their nightmares, because every time, every team fight, Shishan and Yulong is always there. You can see that here. Dragon, he doesn't want to show himself because Shishan is there.
Shisan's putting so much pressure on towards the members of the side of Blacklist International, and you can see the confidence oozing in from the APG roster. 6 minutes, and they are already at the enemy high ground.
And even for Xiang actually diving against the players of Blacklist International inside the base. So at this point, the 10 minutes, there's a huge lead already, very evident, because Xiang is at level 14, you have Chami 1 at level 13, and all in all, we've talked about having Yixing on the passive side. It feels as if the boards were used defensively instead of offensively, as to why it wasn't that much effective for Blacklist International.
Wow, but I can see that they are feeding off this energy of the stage. Alpha Gaming, HBSE, Blacklist, and Weetran is supported by such a huge crowd. For you guys at home who would want to watch them, support them, come to Quill City 1, Kuala Lumpur.
Exactly the case here, but man, back-to-back games with absolute bangers between MKL and PKL. We deserve a bit of a break, right? Because holy, that was I need to breathe. But hey, grab your snacks, grab your drinks. We will be going for a short 5 minutes break, and we will be back for more MKL PKL Grand Finals action.
for real? Join the party.
Make the whole street a party and add disco balls. Real Me 15 series. Live real in every shot.
Why are you here?
In here, okay? No one can challenge Malaysia.
Philippines is the best country leading the way.
I'm here to prove that Indonesian always on top. Always.
What makes your nation stronger? We have our flag in our chest, and this is makes us stronger.
Of course, Malaysia lah, because we are the strongest region. Malaysia boleh.
Who do you think will win Nation Clash?
You ask a very good question.
Of course, Malaysia.
Serious? Come on, bro. Of course.
You see this? Yeah.
I think we're gonna win.
Now our team is underdog, and no one see us, no one smell us, and when they see and smell us, it's already too late.
Because we turn this very aggressive, rotations don't even matter. We're gonna everywhere.
Aggression? Cute leh. Because Malaysia, we got discipline. They call us the comeback king. Ultimate battle, it's nothing new, bro. We always do it all the time.
We play the game how we're supposed to be playing.
We different level. We level so high.
So boring, come on.
So high. So high.
Winning is not just part of the game. It's a style.
My team is handsomer than yours.
Indonesian smile is the best, bro. You want some proof? You see this?
Why is everyone talking about the game? No one's talking about the food. You can't call yourself the greatest nation without the greatest food.
Huh? You really ask me that question, ma? Of course, Indonesia food is the best, lah.
Huh? Malaysian food is better because we got nasi lemak, roti canai.
Come on, bro. Nasi lemak. Got one word for you. Playboy. You bring the spice again.
Chai kway teow, rojak.
Indonesian food, the best, bro.
We have Indomie. All the food is very good.
Indonesian rendang is the best, bro.
Have you even tried sinigang, adobo? It's S tier, bro.
Adobo? Nice, man.
Filipino food is the best.
Make me! Our Malaysia is better!
Wait.
You are just better.
Hello, Honor of Kings esports fans and Quill City Mall. We are back at it again after a short break, but man, Chantel, what a series.
Yeah, definitely what a series. I didn't even imagine that game number 2 we're in the third placer of MKL will defeat in that fashion the champions of PKL. At this point for PKL teams,
It's a battle against themselves, and wow, the uproar. I mean, the shouts of our MKL supporters.
Yeah, you need to be here. You need to be here.
You have to
Quill
be here.
City Mall to face and to feel the support, the amazing support of all of these Malaysian fans.
The Malaysian fans are roaring because they are providing every bit of support, led by none other than Kang Chu Chu on the audiences. We need every one of you coming in at the Quill City Mall, Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
And we also have Chu Chu hyping the crowd during day one. And we also have Danny Hood, the founder of Homeboys, here at our venue.
Yup, he's gonna support, and not only him, but everyone of Malaysia is coming here today to give out their voice, give out their support for their nation. But don't forget that the Filipinos are also supporting Philippines today.
Yeah, definitely. But for this game number 3, it's still gonna be Blacklist International going up against Homeboys, Black Shoe Esports. And I gotta say, at least they had this chance to win a game against them. But it's gonna be a tall order.
But judging from Homeboys Black Street Esports game number 1 performance, it wasn't as clean compared to what APG has shown us. So, judging from form alone, it looks like Blacklist International has much more of a chance challenging Blacklist in this game number 3.
Yep, we're gonna see the fight, we're gonna see the spirit. Blacklist needs to get this win to bring it into game 4, because right now they are struggling and they need to find that winning condition.
This is the home crowd advantage that we talk about. We have the Malaysian fans supporting, hyping up the MKL teams for the Honor of Kings first ever Nation Clash.
I'm pretty sure for our viewers, for the Filipino viewers, they're also supporting our PKL teams, Blacklist International Weekend, at their homes. So maybe this might be it for our PKL teams. Anyway, we have the GPP. Expect that the heroes will be kind of limited moving forward. I'm just thinking that for Blacklist International, they played around their strengths game number 2. So the jitters won't be there anymore come a game number 3. So probably this is them having that momentum shift for this grand finals.
Yeah, we have the Luna from Mustang King, the Jing from Yulong. The title of the Assassin Country is very, very respected on the MKL.
And remember earlier, before us going to a break, we've been discussing about Just G's performance of the pay. It's as if, again, for the side of Blacklist International, they're not playing around their strengths. So again, it's about the teams having that battle inside them against themselves. So it's something that they need to change. Game number 2, or I mean game number 3, because for HBSE, or in totality for MKL teams, the momentum is definitely on their side.
The battle starts between both Coach TG and Coach Broccoli in this combat of the pick and bans. Starting on the blue side will be Blacklist International banning out the Pei and Dolia. For the side of HBSC, they found success with the Maestro Nui from the hands of Shisan. Right now, it's locked away from Dragon.
Yup, this draft is amazing on the banning side. They don't want to give HBSE that assassin pick, and to countermeasure it, they picked along the killer hero, the burst damage for Blacklist International. To counter that, the momentum maker, Dharma.
Guiyu has locked in that Dharma. That will put a lot of pressure towards the backline heroes coming in from Blacklist International. HBSC, what do you prioritize on towards Musang King here? Is it a jungle that you're showing here, or what are you looking for? It will be a Marco Polo locked in for VD in that farm lane.
Interesting pick for the side of HBSE. We don't normally see them prioritize the Marco Polo as early as this, and it's because they want to have that winning lane, because Arlie won't be available on Blacklist hands. Now for Blacklist International, there is still that option to get the Guan Yu on their side. So it's gonna be Agudo, another strength for Blacklist International on Just G's prowess.
Yep, this is a good draft for the Blacklist side. They have their strong front laners. They have Fatih, they have Agudo, they have that continuous damage. HBSE, they need someone with a front to back potential.
Blacklist here might be looking for the combination that we saw from yesterday, the Agudo, Nua, and Motsu composition, where you land one cannon blast and you just throw everything on towards their face here. But we're going to the second phase of the pick and bans. Might be locked away for their own taking here, but HBSC, their third priority will land towards the Sus from Athena. This is a interesting one coming into this game number 3.
This is the second time that we will be seeing Athena actually at KNC.
Yep.
And I've asked some of the pro players from PKL about their thoughts on the Athena play day number 1. And they were kind of surprised to see an Athena being chosen at an international tournament.
Yeah, but Athena is such a respected hero ban for Zil himself because his Athena wreaks so much havoc. And considering the only gameplay that we could play against an Athena roam is to not care for the Athena, it's gonna be difficult for the early game for Blacklist.
And to talk about the Athena as well, your Agudo, your release on your passive, if you get harassed by Athena, you can't be using that passive on the jungle camps here. But going to the second phase of the pick and bans, we see more jungle being prioritized on towards the bans on the side of Blacklist International. You have Pei, Lam, Musashi locked away from the hands of Musang King. So Zihong going for the calming mid as well.
So with this damage output that HBSE has, I think it's gonna be hard even for the Lung to actually have that farming phase as early as possible. So I really love the respect also on the Ganon Mo ban for HBSE. So I'm kind of feeling for Blacklist International, they are leaning towards a tempo type of mage. You mentioned about Mua, Yixing won't be available on this. And for Blacklist International, that's what they need. Something that can stop the fast-paced hero or rotation from HBSE.
Yeah, they need a strong roam. They need a roam that could hold on so much of the front line. And Mu Zi Xiao Chao is such a good answer. They could cannon blast that Athena. They could hold on that Kongming. And with Marco Polo in mind, the Marco could not go for the front to back that easily.
And Chaz is one of the best Mozi players across the world. He's been able to find those big moments yesterday when they went on against Biggerstrom by Vitality, and today they are being put up against the series point. If they lose this, it's series point for MKL and Malaysia here. So bringing out his signature one will allow Blacklist International and PKL to be more comfortable if they do win the game here. But it is a Athena jungle or Calming jungle, either one.
I think it's gonna be Calming jungle. And you have Jihong, of course, at the Sure, and you have Athena as the roam.
Yeah, it's gonna be Kongming jungle with the
Kongming
Athena
jungle.
roam, but the Shi is gonna buy a crystal for that roam, I think. It's the same comp that they're using against BTR on the yesterday's match.
Yep, exactly. You put Zhe on a jungle semi-roll, but when you go in for those plays, you can see how hyped up MKL fans are. They're providing so much support for HBSC as these are your drafts going into game number 3.
One thing I really love the placement of HBSE having the Sure as their mid lane, because it's as if telling everyone that this is going to be a fast game. You have the crowd control and at the same time someone that can zone the jungle and find that jungler on the side of Blacklist International.
Malaysia, Quill City Mall, let's get it going as we have game number 3 between Blacklist International from Philippines going up against our home favorites, Malaysia's homeboys, Black Shoe Esports.
Wow, they are gonna bask in the glory. They're gonna bask in the support of the Malaysian fans. HBSE is gonna come in strong.
Now this game is about early game control, having the Athena on the side of HBSE, even with the vision and rotation, as to why for Blacklist International, they're speeding things up.
Wow, such a good counter. Musang King getting pressured out, and the first blood from Blacklist International.
Super aggressive stuff coming in at the start of the match here as we see Plus scaling away the Azure Golem, putting a bit of relief for homeboys Black Shoe Esports, but the damage has been done. The Calming has been first blooded.
Definitely a great answer, but against the champion one, so it's gonna be down. You also have Chaz there, so Guya is forced to back away. Now for Blacklist International, very smart move on not thinking about the Athena invading, not reacting on that, but doing a play that will benefit them. Now, for this one, Blacklist International still has the control. She is just farming around, so for Just G, as much as possible, you need to get those camps from HBSE side.
So here's the plan. The Athena roam cannot get a single kill from Zay. If he gets a single kill, it's gonna reset the whole process of his feeding. So if HBSE managed to get 1 kill. Blacklist International. It's gonna gain some gain from that.
You can see the early game aggression coming in for the side of HBSE. They get another
Full
kill towards the top side. And right now, towards the mid, you can see more pressure being generated by Blacklist, but there is just no available target for the PKL squad.
There's a very strong rotation coming in from our trio mid for Blacklist International, but the thing is that for HBSE, there's always the trades. So you see that oh, wait.
Wow, the fight is still going on. So Holmes gets taken down. And VV is gonna run away. Guyi is coming in strong in the back line. Z coming in for the front line. He's gonna hold on Joshi. He's gonna fall back. But look at that. Busan King gets taken down. Dragon is on trouble. HBSE managed to get something out of that rotation.
And the Wonder Boy is not done, finding Chaz on towards the wall, still wanting for more kills. And Blacklist International take a kill, and they find their marker here, but Chaz has one last. The Baron finds the rover from inside of Blacklist, and hang on, sir, in trouble, goes into invulnerability, has to run away. Might be the next victim coming in, but he does limp away.
An answer for both teams. Now for HBSE, they're working out on the things that could be potentially a threat from Blacklist International. For Blacklist International, they're finding a way also to kind of stretch and as much as possible don't have that attention on this Athena. Now HBSE, again, they have a lot of control at the farm lane because of the fast rotation, again, from majority of the players. Now looking at the gold, it's basically the same for both. And we can say that in terms of farm lane, it is actually Golden Kite winning that lane.
Yep, the pressure is on. HBSE haven't been going as smooth as they expected. Joshi, Chaz, and Dragon. The 3 mid lane combo is such a dangerous comp to go against the HBSE aggressive playstyle.
I like the fact that Blacklist International has been punishing Musang King very well in these plays here, and so might be the next target to fall.
Okay, Champion One's gonna dance again 1 by 1, but right now we can see Joshi gets taken down. And look at that sub, big coming. The execution there, Musang King getting one more for Malaysia. 4 kills for the host nation of Nation Clash.
So is still alive. He's finding them all. He found them all. And he is just an indestructible roller Athena that we are seeing coming in for the side of Homeboys Blackstreet Esports.
It was a 4-for-1 trade in favor of HBSE, and because of that, they were almost able to take down this tower at the middle lane. Now HBSE is currently at the lead in terms of gold, but we have to commend the targeting. Golden Kite forces a Dragon.
Wow, they're gonna fight again. The Dragon is gone. Golden Kite doesn't have his escape, and the Tyrant is open for HBSE.
All the lead that Blacklist International forced in that early game is lost. HBSE back onto the board, gets that Shadow Tyrant, and right now they are looking to put much more control on towards the map.
By the way, going back to that skirmish at the top lane, that's a long team fight. Kudos, of course, to Guyu's Truth Matter at the time. It's because of his crowd control. And speaking of a control around the map, we could see Blacklist International having efforts on taking some of the jungle caps, but for HBSE, there is the trade. They're able to take down a second tower at the bottom lane.
Pressure is on for the side of Blacklist International. Towers are going down at a rapid pace. This reminds me of that last game where they fought APG. You can see Tug putting so much pressure on towards Justy.
Wow, look at that Dragon. He's gonna leap in on a team fight. I think he's supposed to connect the 2 people. Guyi taking in 1, taking in 2. But look at Dragon. Justy is 1 from Musang King. But Champion 1, the MVP is gonna clean up the mistakes that Blacklist made.
It's a 3v5, and how in the world to survive for so darn long in those fights?
It's always about the clutch plays coming in for HBSE. I mean, they're almost always complete. If in case it was a longer team fight, the rest of the players will be there and available. Still at the lead in terms of gold, 3,400. And in terms of the items, there's a huge lead, by the way.
Yup, good engagement. Dragon gets taken down. And look at that Guyi. Hits up Joshi. He's gonna have to fall back. Champion 1 cleans up the mess, but right now HBSE wants that team fight.
All the lead right now is in favor of HBSE. So it's relentless. It is not Blacklist jungle. It is just playground that he is just having so much fun with right now.
At this point, for Blacklist International, they have no other choice but to react on Jet. They had this answer earlier, but with this type of a map control that they have, it's going to be difficult for them. HPSE leading the charge against Blacklist International, covering majority of the areas of the map. It's going to be hard for them to move around those areas. And with that reaction, it could have been a kill, by the way, for HPSE.
Wow, Chammy 1 is going to fight this. Have to fall back. Hong poking out that front line. Gu Yi aiming in the back line of Blacklist Esports.
Everywhere you go, force out of Blacklist International, it is like a horror game. One wrong turn, one wrong move, and Sun comes in.
But Gu Yi lifting the back, and right now the Dragon needs to go back. Gu Yi gets taken down, but right now the trade still goes to Blacklist. He got Gu Yi. Mustang King still wants more. Hong pushing back the defense of Blacklist Esports.
But towers are still going in favor for the side of HBSC. Kills, yes, Blacklist found 2, but how do they stop this bleeding from happening?
Definitely for this one, there should be an effort to go for the split pushes. Although it's gonna be hard for them. It's just that they need to wait for those items on a golden kites along. So as much as possible, they need to defend as early as they can, because HPSE, they're ready for everything. They're ready for those damages. They're ready for another team fight, and it's as if them hugging the majority of the areas of Blacklist. 4.7k gold lead for HBSE. You have the core items already for this Marco Polo, even a defensive one, by the way. So he's ready just in case he dives in the players of Blacklist.
You can see the pressure that's being generated by HBSC. Every time Blacklist International wants to enter this jungle, who do you see? So on that flank, who do you see? Hong's silky orbs coming in. It is so scary if you're Blacklist, but they come in with the hull. They found the members.
Oh no!
Look at that golden kite gets taken. But right now the Dragon is gonna fly away. HBSE has 2 waves coming in for the Blacklist Crystal.
Massive pressure coming in from HBSE. Again, for Blacklist International, there's no breathing for the team. We have minion waves flowing on all sides of the lane.
Leaping to the backline, Dragon is his target. And look at that! The mid laner of Blacklist is gone. Hong eating so much damage. Chammy 1 eating all the damage for Blacklist. Blacklist! They're not gonna go down easily without a fight.
They still hold on. They get 2 quick kills in succession here over those coming in for the side of HBSC, puts a bit of a relief to the PKL fans.
And even though for HBSE, there were 2 players down, they were still able to get this Tyrant onto this game. Good thing for Blacklist International, the high ground tower at the bottom lane is still standing. Now Blacklist, we saw the potential of the team in terms of the crowd control and even the damage that they have. As long as Golden Kite gets 1 more item, that is probably the turning point for the team. It's just that for HBSE, it's kind of predictable for them to know wherein Blacklist International will go.
Exactly the case here, Chantel, as we have shadow objectives spawning on towards the map. But they found a catch on Hong.
Look at that! Dragon leaping in. Chammy 1 gets 1 for Blacklist International. The Philippines are fighting back. Acting as a frontline, Mustang King shadowing a lot on that fight, but right now, look at Chaz zoning up so much and getting so much. Gu Yi, double kill, the rampage is good. What an outplay from the Malaysians.
The Wonder Boy Gui, you are MVP of the MKL Grand Final, step up, and he is just dominating the boards. Right now, waves are starting to pile in. 15 seconds death timers for 4 members of Blacklist International.
The only player that will be alive is Just Keep First and the rest. This might be it for HBSE. All high ground towers could probably be destroyed, but since Golden Kite is here, the up lane is going to be defended. And now for HBSE, they'll focus on taking this objective against Blacklist International. So there is this breather for Blacklist. I mean, they already have the items, yes,
but it's just 11 minutes of the game. With this huge of a lead for HBSE, I don't think that they have enough kit to kind of shred the HP of the players.
It's 9,000 gold lead, like Chantel mentioned. Everything is going in favor for HBSE. Can Blacklist International find another few catches like they did with Zihong, like they did with Musang King? That will probably put them back into the control. But Waves looking to crash into this top tier tree as we're looking at the offensive play being committed by Zhe.
Leaping in, Zhe coming in for Blacklist, and look at that! The double combo, the FMVP Guyi taking forward for the team. Cherry Ward, he won't be able to move because of the whole double kill from Mustaki. They still want more Golden Kite. Gets taken down, triple goes to the Malaysian, and right now Malaysia takes game 3
with the clean ace. Malaysia and KL are at match. Series point against Philippines PKL. We are at the most dominating performance that we've seen in this game by Blacklist.
Championship point for our MKL teams, and we can see that they've prepared for this. I mean, in terms of the rotation, it's very fast-paced. They play, yes, very fast from the previous series or matches that we had, but this is something else.
Wow.
They're ready for blood and they mean business.
Wow, this is crazy. The gameplay that HBSE is doing is out of the league because I love how he plays. I love how they play, each and every one of the players synchronizing as a team, dominating the Gorge.
Good point that they play as a unit. I mean, the layering of skills is there, even the positioning, and even at the moment we're in, Blacklist International made it in a way wherein they will not react to the Athena. They found a way rather wherein it will be still effective. So they focused on other lanes, gave Chami one of the best or one of the hardest games that he had, because with this one you have Jihong at 1-3-2 on the Shi, and when we've said that with the Shi, it means that for HBSE they were focused on giving enough space and mobility around the map, so it will be a lot easier for Kuyu, even for VV, to position themselves inside or within that area of team fight.
But we talk about one thing, Chantel, I agree to whatever you have said, and it all makes sense because Zihong, VV, they were great, and Guiyu had those wonder flags, but Zhe on that Athena, wow, he was everywhere in that early game.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was pressuring everything. Dragon was literally brought on his knees. Every team fight, every initiation, the front-to-back potential, and we know that is what Malaysia needs, the front-to-back to counter Joshi and Dragon, and it is what they deliver.
And we mentioned about the layering of skills, right? And there were moments probably we'll see that at the highlights we're in. Majority of the players of HBSE will go for the spokes. Half the players of Blacklist International almost low on life, and you have Musang King being activated.
Yeah.
So it's literally a mixture of every player for our Malaysian teams that was so effective as to why, if we look at the gold graph all throughout the game, it was just HBSE dictating that one because all the tyrants went to their hands, even the Shadow Tyrant. It's just them playing the Malaysian way.
But props to Blacklist, right? They played a very good early game in limiting the likes of that calming on the hands of Musang King of his farm. We saw level 1 Chaz already solo killing that calming, but MVP deserving towards Guiyu. It had to be between the Wonder Boy Guiyu or between Zhe, but Guiyu had his moments in the further stages of the game.
Definitely, and if you're up against Blacklist International as much as possible, you want to stop Chami 1. And in that department, it was Guiyu doing that one, and he had the highest damage dealt. By the way, all throughout the game, 26%, if I'm not mistaken, it was around 76,000 all throughout that game. So with the damage taken as well, there is that conversion that every time you soak in the damage, you also deal damage on the other side, plus the help of the other players. 7-3-12 KDA for a Dharma. Imagine the prowess he had on that game number 3.
I've been saying since Guiyu was playing in the IKL, he was mechanically gifted, and he's been proving that each and time again.
And hey, rookie, we are not gonna give you back Guiyu. Kita takkan pulangkan Guiyu. No. There's no return policy here. But let's check out the replay here. I gotta say, Late game, mid game is Guiyu, but that early game though, man, how many times De actually got out alive with a sliver of health?
To be fair, Blacklist International had their moments of glory. It was a 3-1 around almost 2 minutes of the game. It's just that for HBSE, this is the turning point. Okay, so they had this crowd control coming in from Guiyu, and at that moment, even Jihong was part of the team fight. And because of that, they had 4 players down, and it was so early to get that kind of kill against a team that is very systematic early game. So HBSE, again, just freaking havoc against the players of Blacklist International, and it feels as if, for me, Blacklist International had a hard time on having this Chow Chow activated for every team. But yes, there was the burst, but at the same time, the Honey Sweet Breeze could have been used in other ways, but it's just because HBSE was so aggressive against them.
Yeah, I agree. Having a Xiao Xiao brings so much into the positioning fight, and they know that almost every hero of HBSE side could go front to back. And I could see that Dragon was having such a hard time going to deliver damage after damage, but each time and on time again, there's always Zay and Mustanki who initiates them on the team fight.
It was a very bloody game between the MKL and also the PKL teams here. I gotta say, 3-0 right now, Jetel.
At this point, we need to inhale and exhale. Because everything was so intense. But I'm still confident with the boys from our PKL because I believe that resilience is a part of their traits. I mean, it could be said also for majority of the players, but we had long stretches already. Probably we could see another game between them, but depending, of course, to our MKL teams. And because Blacklist International played Game 2 and Game 3, it means that it will be we trend to try to extend this grand finals and probably or potentially have game number 5.
So they are playing against, WeTrend is playing against Alpha Gaming here. So not the best of an opponent to be going up against because Alpha Gaming has been very clean and consistent in that first game.
And they won, ABG won against the Blacklist International. So definitely that's one thing for the teams. And again, this is region pride. For MKL, if they win this grand finals with a 4-0, that is a statement that makes them very historic on this. 3-0 and potentially 4-0. Now for the Philippines, they need to stretch this one.
Yeah, this is gonna be the pressure for WeTrend. And remember, right now they're not playing as a team. They're bearing their nation's flag. The Philippines, all the hope and glory is getting pushed on WeTrend. And we have seen WeTrend perform amazingly against HBSE. So I'm hoping that WeTrend could turn the tables for Philippines.
Definitely for WeTrend, they need that same spark. Game number 1, for sure. Because they played really well against Homeboys, just like what you've mentioned. But here's the thing. Again, we have the GPP. Definitely the heroes will be one crucial factor in this. Because if ever Philippines will be able to stretch this series as much as possible, they don't want to use majority of their power picks in this game number 4. This is how interesting and very competitive our grand finals is, even at the semifinals. So if you weren't able to watch the semifinals, it is a pure strategic plays from our coaches. Same with our grand finals now. So for WeTrend, it's up to Coach TG and even Coach Exozen regarding their play style coming to the grand finals.
But it's backs against the walls right now, right? If you don't really pull out those pocket picks that you prepared for a long best of 7 series, when will you actually pull them out? Because if you lose this game, you are out of it and the champions will be MKL. So for PKL, it is now or never time to pull all the trump cards that you are preparing for.
Now, you know what, Sati, I'm really interested to hear about your thoughts. You were a pro player before. If things like this happen to your team during your experiences, how do you normally draft? Do you draft around comfort heroes or you draft around the meta heroes?
I think it's definitely down to comfort heroes here because your back's against the wall. You want to be playing whatever you want to be able to push that series to a full here. So small steps for PKL. One win at a time to force it into ultimate battle.
Yup, this is gonna be hard, but not impossible for the Filipinos. And I will see, and we will all want to see how the Philippines is gonna defend their nation pride on this fourth match, Chantal?
At this point, this is where emotional pressure will come in. So for APG, still they are at the momentum. They're 3-0 at this grand finals. We won't be seeing Duranji and even Maishiranui on the side of Weekend, and even them will ban out the pay. So we have players banning specific heroes because, as Asagi said, it's more about comfort heroes now.
I have to agree with you. It's down to comfort here, Chantel, whereby
Wow.
comfort falls into one thing. It is JD's Arlie being locked in.
Yep. JD's Arlie is here, and he's gonna bring so much off the team fight because we know Arlie is such a micro hero, and we could see that JD piloting that Arlie.
And due to the global ban pick here, ladies and gentlemen, Irenjie banned out. Chano used. So who's the counter for Arlie here? There is no assassins coming in from WeChat if they want to counter this Arlie.
This time around, it's gonna be Syndicate. You have their Finn at the Marco Polo. By the way, Marco Polo is one of the heroes being used definitely by WeChat during PKL. So it's them having the comfort heroes, and I really like that they got the Diadias earliest now, because you don't want having that Arlie Diadia combo. It's gonna be deadly now for APG.
Wow.
They can focus on having the junglers. Luna won't be available. Even Jing won't be available. And it's gonna be Ogran.
That is so aggressive coming in for side APG. This is looking so comfortable for Alpha Gaming. This is what they're known for, but I'm loving the counter here coming in for the side of WeTrend. They pick up the Musashi on the hands of Arise.
Yep, this is going to be a good deny pick too from the Alpha Gaming side. The Algren Idea combo could be dangerous for that WeTrend side, and we know that Arise loves Algren so much. But correct me if I'm wrong, I think WeTrend has used Algren
yes,
on the first match.
they've got in some of their games during KNC, even during the regular season of PKL. So we have our cosplayers, by the way, at the venue. This is game number 3, or I mean game number 4. You can still come and experience everything live. So we have another ban, which is going to be Shangguan for WeTrend. So they don't want a very aggressive mid lane, and they are the ones to ban the Ganon Mo.
Wow, Aaron's most powerful hero is closed out on WeTrend themselves. And Liu Bang is going to be closed out on Alpha Gaming. They don't want that Musashi and Liu Bang offensive combo to counter out the Algren for the front line. And WeTrend has a good comp. They have the idea, they have Musashi, the catch comp is good, but they need the front line for WeTrend.
WeTrend definitely wants to put a front line up for the grabs coming in for their composition, but also put an engage or a enabler onto the hands of Aaron, because we saw in that game on how well Aaron played when he got that U1. Flash engages, setting up the team tempo for the side of WeTrend here. So what are you going to be picking for the side of Aaron in this 4th pick?
I won't be surprised if they get the Lady Zhen for him on this support pick for Weekend. It's more of a utility, and at the same time having that power control and the Sunset. So it's a good combo actually. You have the Lady Zhen and even Sunset if they're able to take that one out. But the APG, again, this is a very strong lineup already. Just these 3 heroes. You could definitely say that they can dictate the tempo of the game. So we're waiting for that mid lane, and they still have a lot of options up their sleeves. Not unless they will get a Daji, not unless they will get Slowpoke Mage. I'm just not sure if we'll be seeing Slowpoke Mage.
Wow, Elaine. So he's gonna pair up that Tolia with the Elaine combo. His front-to-back potential is gonna go crazy. And we know Xiang is such an aggressive player. And with that in mind, Lady Zen is the closer for WeTrend Strap and expected Chantal.
If anything for WeTrend, specifically for Aaron, it's part of his favorite heroes. He has 80% at the Lady Zhen at PKL.
Wow.
The biggest question is that, will this be enough to extend the game to another one if they're up against APG, who played really well against Blacklist International?
It is only one way to find out, as we have our drops set, lock, done. APG, MKL, 3-0 against PKL as for this time. Game 4, Quill City Mall. Ladies and gentlemen, Honor of Kings fans, we are going into it with Alpha Gaming MKL on towards the blue side, and WeTrend Esports on towards the red side.
This is gonna be the last life for Philippines. bringing Malaysia one step closer in gaining victory. JD pressuring out in the mid lane, but he's gonna fall back. And right now, this is a good pressure from Alpha Gaming.
And definitely for WeTrend, the X factor here is going to be Maze. So a lot of the things that should be done by WeTrend is going to be from his hands. And good thing that we're able to take that first blood against JD on the early.
That was a very good first blood right now. The terror is not over. The invade coming in from WeTrend is towards the jungle off the side of Yulong. They get a quick kill. They get the buff. Very comfortable start coming in for our WeTrend as one good breakthrough.
Wow, look at that 1v1. Syndicate flashes out Siang. They need to fall back and look at the offense. 2 kills for the Philippines. Again and again, WeTrend is asserting dominance.
Okay, for WeTrend, they've woken up at this game. Definitely a huge lead for a 1-minute game. So as long as they're able to keep pressure on a JD's lane, then this might be it for them to extend this series. Now for APG, they're slowly building up that momentum, having Yulong farm as early as now. Now for WeTrend, it's good that Arise's position isn't revealed as early as now.
Very comfortable start for WeTrend. Can they maintain this consistent of a lead as we march towards the later stages of the game? This is the PKL's final hope. Just like what Rookie has mentioned, they need to punch this ticket to a Game 5 for the PKL, for the Philippines region.
They need this reverse sweep. 3-0 lead on the Malaysian side. The host nation for Nation Clash, and they're gonna keep asserting their dominance. Alpha Gaming is controlling the mid lane.
Great showing for both teams. I mean, in terms of control in their lanes. So for WeTrend, they're still on the lead, yes. But I really love the positioning of Shisan with those pokes and territories. Now for WeTrend, nice showing also on having Arise have the support in securing majority of the buff.
Slow start, slow start. Take a breather here. Everything is possible from this end here. It is game 3. It is game 4. We are looking at a monstrous lead, just like what Rookie mentioned here. But WeTrend has had many good plays, and this might just be another one of them.
Oh, look at that WeTrend Arise leaping into that tower with full confidence. WeTrend, they're not afraid to face Alpha Gaming.
I like the WeTrend spirit here, even though it's at death's door for the PKL region. But they are still playing super duper aggressive, manifesting every single lead from the MKL squad.
Good usage on the Peter Farewell for Maze every time there is a hero or player from APG. So we'll see a faster action at the Clash lane.
Oh, look at the Conductor of Souls connects to Syndicate. Syndicate gets pushed back, but he still survives. The Set Cell outplay from Syndicate. And oh no, they're coming. They're coming. The Filipinos are coming. They're gonna fight, and JD gets taken down. The reverse kill from the Filipinos.
They are relentless, and they are not backing down without putting up a showcase against APG. 0-3 in terms of scoreline. 1,000 gold lead before we head into that Tyrant.
By the way, that was a masterful reaction coming in from WeTrend. They knew that there were 2 players at top lane. That's why they went straight at the bottom lane. Now we will see a possible skirmish. You have the board coming in.
Oh, he's gonna fall in. Arise, falling back. Look at Siam separates the team fight very well. And Yulong holding on, and the Arlie gets that kill. The pressure from Alpha Gaming keeps on pressuring the Filipino side, and they are showing their prowess.
The team fighting is so crispy coming in for the side of Alpha Gaming. The double dip and sunset is proving so much value. Fortunately, Bittersweet Farewell doesn't land on towards Xiang, but the jungle, the damage has been done. APG collect more resources in towards their pockets.
Yeah, definitely for Yulong, he's just all over the place on this jungle camps against the weekend. As to why this upgrade will be a threat later on, come to the next fight. Now for WeTrend, it's really nice that they group up as early as now. But here's the thing, okay, since WeTrend is grouping up, then there's a lot of space for JD. Darfin at the top.
Wow, Darfin is getting chased by Sian. Look at that set sail, saved by Syndicate. And he's gonna fall back. The board connects to 4 people. But right now, Shisan still survives. Syndicate becoming the savior of Darfin.
Okay, so for Darpin, he's still alive at that time, but we mentioned about the Artie. So because of that, there was a lot of space at the bottom lane. Just look at JD dealing damage against Syndicate. Later on, that will hurt because of the items that he has. Currently at 3.6k, but it's a good thing for Darpin that he is, or he has higher gold against this Artie. So for WeTrend, they're still continuing to kind of get that control around the map. But for APG, they're continuously and slowly building up that momentum.
Momentum is starting to shift a bit because even if you have 5 men looking for Xiang, it was still a very good disengage coming in for the Alpha Gaming Clash. You can see positioning, focus around the respawn on this red team Crimson Golem. We might just have a fight around this objective as both teams are looking solely to enter this death pit.
Yulong is looking hungry. And he's gonna fight, but he's gonna fall back with that Phantom Facet. Look at that Darpin, Fever's Mirage coming in, Arise, leaping into the team, but Sentinel connects with Saber, still survive, Arise gets taken down. The fight is still going on, and JD needs to disengage. Saber gets taken out too. 2 kills from the Filipinos. Darpin, 1v2. Siang is gonna fall back, and he wants that kill so bad. And Siang makes that outplay 2v1, but Siang came out as the winner.
But it's still an equal trade so far. WeTrend and Alpha Gaming are matching blow for blow, fist for fist. They are not letting go without a fight. It is looking like a 50-50 in all these exchanges.
Definitely a 50-50 for both teams. I mean, there was a juggle at the top lane around the Overlord area, and at the same time, you have Xiang at the middle lane. Now for WeTrend, it's all about taking control in terms of the initiation. There was a nice set sail from Syndicate, which by the way has been very effective on this. 2-0-1 on the Sunset. Now even for APG as well, you have Yulong continuously finding those areas against WeTrend. Now JD, let's talk about JD. You already have the items against the WeTrend. If there is a nice setup play coming in from Xiang, maybe a flank, then that might be it for APG.
Yep, the pressure is still on. Syndicate keeps on getting pressured, but Xiang, this guy is a very aggressive Clash laner. He keeps on pressuring not only Syndicate, but most of the team in WeTrend. So he's gonna be the most wanted player on Alpha Gaming for WeTrend.
But good poke so far coming in from WeTrend, forcing APG to give up the control over that Crimson Golem. That is a small win that you need to put WeTrend Esports back to a good state. 8 minutes on the clock, 1,000 gold lead in favor for side of WeTrend as our objective has been respawned. It will be that Tyrant in that river, but a tussle is starting for this mid lane control.
Okay, Arise. He's going to start on that Tyrant. He wants that Tyrant badly. The second Tyrant of this game. Shashan getting pressure out and looking at Mei. Xiao coming in into backline. Death with Syndicate. Getting reset again. And Arise leaping in the fight with full bravery. And Xiao, the double death at Sunset. He's gonna want that team to win. And Darpin with that Fever Barrage connecting to 2 people. But the Malaysian, they are not coming with a loss. The double kill, the triple kill, ace for Malaysia!
APG is doing it! They are doing it not for themselves, they are doing it for the MKL! The Malaysians are starting to roar! They are going it at this game number 4!
Now we hear the shouts of the Malaysian supporters. APG right now looking strong, and probably this might be it on this game. You have another tower down at the middle lane, and for WeTrend, it's going to be hard for them to go for the counter engage. As much as possible, they want to slow things up, and it feels as if probably they want to focus on probably having the split pushes because they're fighting brawl fights against APG. And in terms of damage, it is APG on the lead because of this huge and massive difference.
Look at that set sail connects Saber. It's going to be front line. The Destin encounter connects the 3 people. And right now, Alpha Gaming, they need to fall back. This is not their team fight. Shadow objectives are coming and they need to fall back.
JD getting crashed on by that Death at Sunset here as we get on towards the team fight here. Xiang towards the front side here. JD first to fall, but Xiang with the reset has to bail away towards safety here. Syndicate going for the engage, catching on towards Yulong. This is the first moment as they are back at it with a comeback off the team fight, but it is not over. Ford catches on the Syndicate, down towards a counter kill for the NKL squad.
Okay, 2 for Jade. After the skirmish, what you could see for Weekend, they're able to take more objectives against ABG. So because of that, the lead isn't that much of a lead now for Weekend. So it's a nice thing for them. And we have other players from ABG trying to contest this one out.
They're gonna come in the D5, taking one. Aaron is gone. Siang making the impossible possible, pushing back Weekend further. And the Shadow Tyrant is taken by the Filipinos.
You have the minion wave though at the top lane, so that's one thing for APG. Now WeTrend, still waiting for the perfect timing, I would say, but again, in terms of the damage and even sustain that Yuling has as compared to Arise, in terms of longer team fight, it is definitely APG winning. So the winning condition right now for WeTrend is as much as possible a good entry for Durfin because he's currently at 3-1-2 at this Marco Polo.
As Marco Polo has been phenomenal thus far. With the Shadow Tyrant in their pockets, it is time for WeTrend to find those aggressive fights, force APG away from their comfort zone. That is how they can bring PKL back alive at the Tempest.
Look at that, Arise coming in, ending the fight, and Yulong is gonna give that back up. Without the board, APG, they need to watch out. Syndicate still has that set sail. They want that team fight and they want it now. Alpha Gaming coming in without scaring away from the WeTrend team. And look at that, Arise connects to the backline. Siang dances in with that. Malaysia, they are doing it. Malaysia is destroying the team fight. Siang is handling 2, even 3 people at once. Darfin and Aaron is left.
Siang has been such a clutch factor coming in for the side of Alpha Gaming. 1v3s, 1v4s. He is not afraid of the Filipino squad. He is going at it. He wants that win. He wants that trophy.
And because of that, APG secures another Shadow Overlord that takes down another tower at the top lane. Siang is already at 3-3-8. You have 3 players down, but will be available for WeTrend on this defense. Now APG is still continuing the pressure against WeTrend. You have the board coming in, but I don't think they will jump in. APG will come in for a team fight.
Yep, they're gonna keep on pressuring. Look at Darkfin with the flanking momentum. Yulong, they need to fall back. They need to watch out. Siang can't be this aggressive because look, the Shadow Vanguard is coming, but look at the Fever's Barrage! Siang is coming in strong for the Malaysian. Look at that, WeTrend is getting topped on. Aaron gets taken down. The triple and the quadra for Malaysia. The gateway is open and the Nation Clash champion is here. Malaysia is 1 step closer.
It is not APG against WeTrend. It is the MKL against the side of the PKL favorites, and the champions are rewarded to the Malaysian teams, HBSC and also Alpha Gaming.
The first ever champions at Honor of Kings Nation Clash. Let's give it up for Team Malaysia.
Yes, they come, they conquered. Their nation is watching and they delivered. Here we go. Give it up for Malaysia!
This isn't just about the fight for title. It's about pride and history. And Malaysia, they did it today.
It is all about history and Malaysia with the resilience, with the superior of the gameplay. This is their moment. The trophy is within their reach, but it will take some time. They have to be patient because this is what they're playing for. Malaysia, this is your champion.
Yes, they've come, they've proven, but they are not fighting as a team. They're fighting as a nation. Yep.
Congratulations! Everybody give yourselves a round of applause for Malaysia! And now it's time to claim that trophy. Malaysia, lift it high. The championship is yours. Congratulations! The strongest nation of them all! Malaysia, you have been incredible. Saber! 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 Saber!
Yeah?
You have made history! The very first champion of the Nation Clash.
Yeah.
How do you feel right now?
I'm very proud for bring the trophy to Malaysia.
And they're all so proud of you. Guiyu, how do you want the world to remember Malaysia with this phenomenal sweep?
Remember, Malaysia is number one.
Malaysia is number one, and they have proven it all. And now, it's time to announce the finals MVP. Before we announce the finals MVP, we'd like to invite Mr. Rex Wang, Game Operation Director of Honor of Kings Publishing, Level Infinite Tencent Games. And now, the finals MVP goes to... Put your hands together. Guiyu! Congratulations! This is the Real Me phone, a token of your recognition for your outstanding performance throughout the tournament. Our finals MVP is a player who stood out with exceptional skill and consistency. And now, the finals MVP will be receiving the winning Nation Crystal, a symbol of triumph and pride that represents the spirit of their homeland. Now the finals MVP will insert the crystal, the shining symbol of their nation's victory, into the Nation Trophy, claiming it officially as their own. Congratulations! Guiyu, you have done so incredible. Look at this crowd. Look at their faces. You've made Malaysia proud. What would you like to say to everybody, to all your fans and all the Malaysians roaring for your name?
This MVP is belong to all the players from Malaysia. I hope we three Malaysia team in KIC can top 3.
Malaysia has been phenomenal. And now, to add to this celebration, please welcome Mr. John Zhang, Director of Honor of King Southeast Asia Publishing and Esports, Level Infinite Tencent Games, to present the champion check. Champions, please move forward, step forward, and claim your check. What a proud moment for Malaysia. They celebrate their hard-earned victory. Peak of the competition. Congratulations. And once again, thank you, Mr. John Zhang, for your support and honoring our champions tonight. And now, Malaysia, surround your trophy once again. It is time to lift it high and proud. Malaysia has proven that they are the strongest of them all. Malaysia, show the world the glory that you've earned. Raise that trophy high and proud. In 3, 2, 1. Congratulations to Malaysia. Malaysia has taken the glory. They have shown everything they've got, making the whole nation proud. This is their moment. This is a victory that will forever be remembered. What an incredible journey this has been. From start to finish, we've shown incredible battles on this stage. Congratulations to our champions. It has been an incredible tournament. To all the players, to all the teams, and the casters, thank you so much for everything that you've shown. And to the fans around the world, the fans here in Malaysia, you have given the energy to this stage. Once again, congratulations, our champions, Malaysia! Thank you, everybody. Everyone that's here at Quill City Mall, and to everybody watching online, thank you for your support. Nation Clash might end here, but the battle is not the end. The journey for Honor of Kings has just begun. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you in the next international tournament at KIC. This has been Honor of Kings Nation Clash.